if I'm a superhero, I'm super fire, and my superpower would be super strength, because I'm fucking jocked, buddy. What's up?
You say jock?
Jocked.
Jacked?
Not Jack. Jock. Jock with an O.
What's the difference?
What is the difference?
I just watched the Pat McAfee show. They say jock instead of Jack. So I kind of stole it from them. They just say, hey, man is he's properly jocked. Properly jocked, buddy. What's up, everybody? It's Dante here. Welcome to another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. This is a Hold My Beer edition. I just want to let y'all know on something a little special here. I'm wearing it right now. This is a Hold My Beer t-shirt. If you don't have it, go get it at the roughneckspodcast.com. Use the code BEERS, BEERS, to get a discount on this shirt. I'm telling you, it'll make you drink immaculately. Thank you. Are those good?
You've never had a summer ale?
You know,
Or,
the Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest? Oh my God.
Reno, you're already ruining it. You can't.
No, we're trying those.
I know. I'm just talking about how we already are live. So now everybody knows we have a guest.
Oh, shit.
I'm just kidding. We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. This is episode 186, which makes this. What does it make it, Dante? What kind of episode is this?
Drinking!
A little Hold My Beer episode. And we got Dante here, of course, because, you know, he is the co-host of Hold My Beer. Dante, do you want to introduce our guest?
Hey, we got a very special guest for you today. He is a massive individual, D1 football player, the one and only Reno Reda.
Hi guys.
Yep, that's the massive individual right there. Reno is on a drinking episode.
Here we go.
It's, you've just about done every type of episode now. You're catching up with Dante, because Dante, the only thing you haven't done is a regular guest episode, correct?
Uh,
I thought we figured that out the one time.
well, the sweaty one was a Q&A, so yeah, you're right.
So you've done a
Regular guest.
Q&A. You've done a, well, I guess you haven't done a solo episode on the podcast, but we'll just leave Reno for those anymore.
Call it Dante's Dreams.
Oh, there we go. See, I just had Fast Friday. I didn't put my name or anything in it. Now you guys will have your own names in it, but yeah, we got three of us for this drinking episode. Is this the first? This is first three persons since what?
Scott.
Yeah, me, you, and Scott.
Yeah, I still don't like you, Scott.
Squad.
We got beef from the volleyball tournament, buddy.
Speaking of the volleyball tournament, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. How did it go? And you guys actually played in the tournament. How did it go from your perspective?
You know, I think it was a great tournament. It was a great turnout. So many people there. A lot more people than I expected originally, especially because it was raining.
Even with the rain, I was expecting like 3 people outside of the tournament to show up, and like people kept walking in, and I'm like, what the hell?
Lots of people to watch it. I'll say performance-wise for Team Sweaty, not up to par. Definitely not up to par, but, you know, we'll recover, we'll regroup, and we'll come back next year as Roughnecks Volleyball Tournament champions.
That's a lot of pressure.
I was going to say, you're sitting beside somebody that has their own team as well, so that's
They did beat us, too.
Our turnout was not great. I came in way overconfident. You know, I got pretty much my entire volleyball squad here. We're gonna be just fine, and we lost 4 straight. And I'm like, dude, these guys are.
My idea of it, I thought it was just about to be a bunch of teams coming together, drinking a little bit, having fun. Got out there, and there's teams that have probably won ships way other places too. So it's like, damn, yeah, we got our ass kicked, buddy.
Well, it's like they came out and we're still drinking and having fun, but they were like savages at volleyball.
Literally.
some of the teams I think you played that you're talking about, they play at Newark Station, and that's how we are. Like, we drink at Newark Station, but like Thursday, like last night, we went into 25-22. Or no, this was 2 weeks ago. 25-22, 22-25, 16-14. Like, and this is how the games go all the freaking time. So like, and everybody usually by the end is feeling most people I'll say are feeling pretty good. So they're used to just getting hammered and going out and playing volleyball.
Yeah, dude. But I mean, like, the tournament was so good. It was so much fun. Like, it blew my expectations out of the water. Like, honestly, like, walking in, I'm like, there's gonna be some teams here, whatever. But like, the second I walked in, I'm like, there's tables set up, there's the band getting set up, there's signs going up everywhere. I'm like, this is crazy.
I think it went better than I expected it in my own head. I mean, I definitely downplayed it because all I was thinking about was like everything that could go wrong. And like all I also kept thinking about, I was talking with my boss. We were talking at work, like I think it was Friday, that's the day before. We were talking about it, and I was like, yeah, but it's supposed to freaking rain. And he's like, so? And I was like, well, that just kind of ruins the whole mood. And he's like, there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm like, you got a point. Like, I literally cannot do a damn thing if it rains, as long as it doesn't storm. That was the nice thing is it rained, but it never like. Because when it thunders, it's like baseball. You got a 30-minute delay, and then it's like now people are annoyed. Jacob makes more money because people are drinking more, but like you just have those. You don't want to have people sitting around and waiting.
Man, it worked out.
The only thing that I'm going to do different next year is either on the jumbotron up on the stage or a big ass whiteboard with everybody. Like it'll have like where people are playing, what teams, what court, what time, etc. So that way. Because I feel like that was the biggest thing. Is like I had so many people like, when do we play again? And you guys went out.
Oh yeah, we started a game versus the team we shouldn't have.
And it was Sierra's team that was supposed to be out there playing. She was like, I thought we were on court one at next, and I was like, you are. And she's like, why are Dante and them out there? I'm like, oh crap, that's my fault probably. I probably told them they were next.
Yeah, we were just out there to have a good time, man.
It was good. It was real good.
But for that being the first Roughnecks volleyball tournament,
killed it.
Yeah,
first Roughnecks event.
Killed it.
Yeah,
really. I mean, I set up recordings. That's the bulk of my scheduling and planning. But yeah, it was better than I expected. Already working to set a date for next year because it will happen. This is hopefully going to become an annual thing.
How do you feel about this? You remember how in high school, like the captain's plaque, every year it would get passed down of the new captains? Imagine if you had a Roughnecks volleyball tournament plaque, and each like championship team would hold it for that year, bring it back to the tournament, and then the next team that wins get their name engraved, they hold it type deal.
The only thing about...
Or maybe just for you.
Hey, you guys won. I'm going to put it on my trophy. The only thing about that would be if, like, say a team doesn't come back to play a second year, or like this year, I didn't know the team that won. So, like, getting it back from them could end up being a hassle.
I don't know why I invited him, man.
Hey, how cool is that?
Yeah, because he won.
Yeah, that's like one of my boys I went to college with.
They were good.
Yeah.
They beat Sierra's team in the championship.
Yeah, it was just like, I was putting the word out, and I put the word out a little too far and brought in some competition that swept us.
But how cool is that for you? Like, you don't even know these people, and they showed up to your volleyball tournament. Like,
there was teams that signed up that I went to her, and I was like, do you know this person? She's like, some of them you went to school with. And I think what happened, because I made a flyer with a QR code, and I put it in like on the bulletin boards and stuff at Newark Station, because they have 3 leagues there. They have Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and then they also have like open play on Fridays, like fours tournaments where people come from all over just to play 4v4. So I think some teams saw the flyer and signed up from that, and I reached out to freaking probably 100 people and was like, hey, what are you doing July 15th? You should make a volleyball team. And they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, nice talking to you. I haven't talked to you in 6 years. Probably won't talk to you for another 6.
Dude, it was Ray's birthday too. Like,
was it really?
Yeah, he spent his birthday at the Roughnecks volleyball tournament grinding.
Well, that makes me feel better that he won. Sorry, Sierra.
Yeah.
No, I was so worried about if Sierra won. I was like, people are gonna think this is rigged.
It's rigged like the NFL. Hot take.
She's just a dog.
Yeah, dog.
Hey, she is. She carries our Wednesday and Thursday team, so yeah, she has to carry people like me who suck.
Dude, did you see me? Did you see me at the tournament?
Buddy, I don't remember watching most of it.
I mean,
One,
yeah, probably.
I was busy. Two, I may have been drinking.
I mean, probably because we were out there for 5 minutes, got beat, and just left. Like, I mean, we weren't really out there for a long time, bub.
It's all good.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, we have a crowd tonight. This is a first. Usually, and Sierra doesn't usually stand around and watch us this long. She must actually like me tonight.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't like me. She just likes you guys, not me. It's all right. I'm used to it. It's all good.
That's how it goes, man.
Hey, as long as you keep doing the yard work.
She does a lot of it too. She does a lot. I will say, because if I don't, she'll kick my ass.
We'll get you in trouble, Cole.
Yeah, no kidding. Dante, shut up. I know I do need to mow. I haven't got to it. The other thing that we have in the works, should we announce it yet? I can't give a date or anything, but something that we're working on. Should we tell people about it?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Just to get the word out now?
Yeah.
Have to.
Golf outing.
Golf outing.
Reno is going to be a big help with this one.
If you don't love golf, I mean, like, it's impossible not to like golf. The thing about golf is, like, you could be so bad at it, but it just takes one good shot, and you're like, "Oh, I'm in, baby!" Like I'm addicted now because, like, I want to hit that one shot again. Then
I've
you
never
just
been
reeled in,
golfing.
dude.
Never. I've been to Top Golf.
We need to take Dante.
I've been to Top Golf, but I've never been golfing.
Never been golfing.
Never.
Golf is one of those sports, in my opinion, where have you ever seen the video on Instagram or whatever, where people will be like, "I fucking hate this game," and they're like, "You want to play again tomorrow?" And it's like, "Yeah."
No, it's crazy because Worcester, we had a golf course on campus that was free to students, and I never went.
Oh, I would have went every single weekend or like any day. They're like, "Oh, I got out of class. I don't have class today. I'm going golfing."
I don't know why I didn't. I don't know.
College, that's all it. Like when we report for summer, we go to lift, conditioning, golf,
See,
sleep, repeat.
behind
Like-
the times. My little brother's good at golf, but
Have you ever swung like baseball bat?
oh yeah.
You'll be fine.
Oh no, I've been to Top Golf. Like I can smack some balls, but I also shank them, and they always slice. It's always I slice them
Yeah.
back.
Sometimes you just got to play the slice and aim that way, and it ends up over there.
That's what I do. I literally aim like so far left, then it ends up going straight.
Oh, you're gonna get addicted. You're gonna get addicted.
I played the slice when we were in we played a golf outing this past weekend. American Hero Hunt outing. That is an awesome time. And I was playing my slice, not hard, but like I was aiming like to the left side of the fairway. Straightest drive I've hit all day. This thing went dead nuts, like didn't come off its path once, and it was all the way on the other fairway. And I was like, that would have been a beautiful drive if I just was aiming that
You
way.
had some really good drives.
Yeah, I did
when you're
not
playing
do
over
that
there.
this past weekend.
That might have been the worst round of golf I've ever played in my life.
That was me last weekend. I was putting really good, but I was also having those. Remember how like when we were in that outing, I had how many putts that went like hit the rim or just like went right beside the hole or stopped just short. I was doing that again, but I actually finally made a few of them at this past outing. That was the only thing I think I could do. The nice part, so she played with us, Sierra did. We used every one of her drives.
I was about to say, isn't she like a dog at golf?
Well, the
Golf,
women's tees.
volleyball. Okay, what's your secret?
Yeah,
What's going on here?
What can't you do?
Yeah, she can drive and putt. But the women's tees are what, like 20 to 30 yards usually, depending on the
10,
hole.
yeah.
Yeah, like they're up ahead of the men's tees.
Equality.
So yeah, I mean, whatever.
It's like not equal.
Well, I had her teeing off from the golds because I thought the golds were the women's. It's the reds.
Yeah, golds are old guys.
I knew that.
And ladies. Oh, here we go.
Canceled.
Roughnecks canceled.
It's all right. Wouldn't be the first time. Actually, it would be. Don't you have to be popular to be canceled? Isn't that how that works?
Well, you know, when we get popular later down the road, they're going to come back and listen to some episodes. And be like,
If we get
that's the one."
popular, episode number 1 needs deleted because that's me and Teddy back in 2020, still college type me and Teddy. There were some things said in there that I should probably just delete the
No,
episode.
you gotta keep it. You gotta keep it.
It's authentic. We've grown since.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely have. At one point, Teddy, I'll say it. At one point, Teddy looks at me and goes, "Do you eat ass?" And I was like, "Teddy, we already talked. Like, this was episode 1. We already talked. We're trying to make this podcast a little bit motivational, like not like motivation, like where you're like a motivational speech, but like we're trying to make it something worth listening to, not just a comedy show." And he was like, "Yeah, but do you eat ass?" I'm like, "Oh my god! All right, I'm done."
I mean, that's a hot topic right now, man.
This was in 2020.
I mean, it's still a hot topic, dude.
I'm not answering this question.
A lot of things to do. But yeah, the golf addict.
What about the golf outing?
Yeah, we'll get there. We're working on it, and it's me and Reno have been talking about some things. Definitely got to figure out some more details. Talk to some more courses, but looking like next summer.
Probably.
I'm sure that's what I got to figure out too.
Because a lot of courses book up like year in advance. Usually, like after you have an outing, after the outing, you book the next outing.
That's what American Hero Hunt, because they do. There's a trout club, and they usually book it. Well, they tell them like, hey, we're keeping like the same weekend, because like last year was August 14th, this year was August 13th. They're like, we want that like same weekend, whatever it is.
So they'll be
location wise. You thinking like Pataskala though?
It'll be
the
like
eastern-ish
Pataskala.
give or
It'll
take.
be in Licking County probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most likely.
I honestly don't even know all the golf courses in Licking County. I know.
Heck, there's one right down the road.
Really?
Can't play there though. That's a membership only.
What is it?
Only this guy's allowed to golf there.
I
Apparently.
canceled.
What is it?
Canceled it.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
What
Not
course?
go
I
enough.
just don't go. Yeah, I don't go enough.
Mound
I'm like,
builders.
If I'm be paying
Oh.
this, like
Was it
I
expensive?
need to use it more. It was like not too bad, but there was like a quarterly expense. There was a monthly expense.
Oh,
like, yeah,
They really try to
spend a
bleed you
certain
dry.
amount, and I'm like, I'm like, I like golf. I don't love golf. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Oh, you have to.
So with that, could you so you pay to be a member there, and then you can go golf as many times as you want, essentially, or
Yeah.
do you have to pay for each round, or is it just cover it?
No, so it covers it, but you have to pay like the cart fees,
Okay,
which are like $18.
that's not bad.
But you gotta pay. You gotta spend so much each time you golf too.
No, so you have to spend like it was like $200 per quarter,
Oh, okay. Like every 3 months
but
type deal.
but like the golf doesn't count, so it had to be like food and merchandise and
Oh,
like
wow.
that kind of stuff. And if you didn't pay it, like that's the minimum. You get charged that no matter what. So you gotta spend.
So at that point,
$200.
you're like, at least I'm going to buy something.
Buy some golf balls.
Yeah.
And, well, because they have a pool there, so I'd take my
Oh, there you go.
like I'd go golf in the morning because the pool opened at 11. I'd go golf around, and then my wife and kids would show up at the pool, and I'd just go to the pool right after.
What a
So it kind of worked out really nice.
what a business model though. Holy moly.
Yeah,
Does Trout Club have that too? Because they have a pool there too.
I would assume. Yeah.
But I know you can. I think you can go play there.
What was the first? Because this was the first like golf membership I ever did.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what to expect. One of my buddies was a member, and he's like, "You should do it." I'm like, "Okay." Like, just kind of
Gives me a reason to go play golf.
But then we just didn't use it. Like, I'm just,
Yeah. Comes a point where you look at it and you're like, it's like a gym membership if people are paying for a gym membership and haven't gone in like 6 months.
right.
I mean, I did that. I finally, because I had one at Apex that I was like, I had when I came back from college, and I was going fairly regularly. And then summer season started back up with work and stuff, and I got busy, made excuses, and just quit going. But I kept it for like all the way through winter. And then finally I was like, why am I still paying for this? I go like maybe once a month trying to get myself motivated, and
Dude,
I go.
those subscriptions and like little things add up so quick. Like if you're not on if you're not on
Netflix,
top of
Hulu,
your
Disney
stuff,
Plus, all that kind of stuff.
bro, just adds up. One of my buddies is like a little I don't know, financial advisor, give or take type of guy. And I went to him, I'm like, all right, like what you got? Like give me some advice. He's like, first thing you're gonna do is write down your monthly expenses. He said, and we're gonna look at that first. He said, okay, why are you paying for this? Why are you paying for this? Why are you paying for this? He's like, what can you cancel? And I'm like, yeah, I can cancel that. He's like, I bet you didn't even realize you're paying for all this stuff.
Well, how many times were you making that list where you're making the list and then all of a sudden you go, oh wait, I also have this. Oh, I also have that.
Oh yeah.
You probably did forget about one that you don't know. That's why you see them on Instagram. They make like apps that show you what all you are paying for. Like, hey, you have this reoccurring bill. You haven't logged. It's also creepy to me because it's like, hey, you haven't logged into it for this amount of time, and I'm like, all right, that's weird that you know all that stuff. But whatever. I'd never used them, but I've seen like the post about them. Like they have apps that will literally tell you basically you're wasting money on this platform that you're spending money on.
And then they have like, then you can categorize it so you can see like, I'm spending, this much on food, I'm spending this much on gas, I'm spending this much on subscriptions. Like that's crazy important.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
What really
important.
gets you though is the free trial where you have to enter in your card information and then you don't cancel the free trial.
That was the smartest thing every company ever did, though. Like when you think about it, they're like, it's a 30-day, 60-day free trial. Even for 2 weeks, 14 days, it's a 14-day free trial. You're like, oh, okay, cool. I'll remember to cancel that. And then like you look at your bank and you're like, wait, why did I lose $20? And then you go look and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to cancel that. Like I did it. So I bought Adobe Express. I bought a membership. I did the free trial just because I was trying to make a certain graphic for the podcast that you had to have the upgraded version. And I did it and I was like, all right, I'll cancel it. And then it was like the day after that I finally remembered and I went and looked at my bank and I was like, I had already went through. I was like, well, I'm going to go cancel it now. And at least I have it for 30 more days. And I'm like, I'm using the crap out of this for 30 more days. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, they definitely get you with that. Like the most recent one I got hit with was Dropbox. So just like with like content wise, trying to share it between, like you can't send long form videos to anybody or the quality is completely fucked.
Yeah, you text them and they suck.
Yeah.
Email takes forever and it'll be like right about to be done and then it's like can't upload file and you're like I just waited 20 minutes for this.
Yeah. So Dropbox was the only thing that I could figure out, and I had to buy like it was like 30-day free trial, and I signed up. I'm like, oh, we're golden. And then I looked at my Chase app the other day. I'm like, oh, they just took some money out of my account. I didn't cancel that shit.
Dude, the one that got me was Xbox Live.
Oh yeah.
Like I used to game like pretty consistently until like I had kids and like that went away. And
now it's just princess movies and superhero movies.
don't get me started.
I already spilled the beer, party fell.
Push-ups.
Yeah. Fine 20.
I'll do some curls. How about that?
All right, deal. Oh, dude,
12-ounce curls.
I get hit with these Xbox Live subscription yearly thing, and it's a yearly thing. So like, I'll get hit with it once. I'm like, shit! Like I forgot to pay the Xbox thing, and I just like don't go back and cancel it. Then the next year, I'm like, I just got hit with it again.
Damn, yeah, the yearly charge is actually like it's like a pretty penny too for the yearly. That's crazy.
I can't just call them
money when you do the yearly subscription versus like a monthly or something. They get the companies are it's a sneaky way of making you forget, and then they're like, well, we have your card, so we're going to charge you anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and then in the terms and conditions, it's like, well, we're not giving you a refund. You didn't cancel before your trial's up, so
and you didn't read these terms and conditions.
I want to know: does anybody actually read this? If you do, you might be a psychopath. There was one. Okay, so Rogan, I guess, went down like the Facebook,
a TikTok.
Yeah, it's TikTok.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, he went down that. But that's also Rogan having time to, and he wants to know about it and be able to talk. Yeah, he can just
weird.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hear about all the stuff he found though?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
TikTok. It's like I want to use it because it is such a good platform to grow like a podcast or your music or that kind of stuff, but it scares me. It really does scare me.
They can read your keystrokes. Crazy. They know exactly where you're pressing on your phone. Apps like, oh dude, it's crazy. But also, do y'all watch Black Mirror at all?
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the new season with the terms and condition episode?
No.
I heard about it. Rogan talks
about it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There's an episode that is related to terms and conditions, and it kind of opens your eyes. It's kind of like, holy shit. Like, dude, when I got hired at my job, like, we had a contract that we had to sign and shit. dude, I'm not reading all of that. Like, I'll read a bullet point maybe or two, but I'm not going through 35 pages of just like words.
Or
So
like
I'm getting a paycheck in 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or the bank, like when you open a bank account, I remember as a kid, like they gave me this big packet of the terms and conditions, and I was like, I'm like 14 years old. When I opened my first bank account, I'm like, I ain't reading this. And then I'm like, why did I just get hit with a $10 charge? And my mom's like, you have this yearly charge that's in your terms and conditions. And I'm like, Mom, I didn't freaking read those. She goes, well, maybe you should have. I was like, did you read them? She goes, no, I just know about it because I got hit with the same thing.
But like, even if you do read them, is there a way to not consent to the terms and conditions? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you just don't get it.
Yeah.
You almost have to. You
Yeah.
have to sign.
If you want whatever you're signing for, you have to sign it because if you don't, they're like,
they're
can't
like,
have
all
it.
right, go
Yeah.
somewhere else then.
What do you
It's
do?
like, well, I
Hey, I don't agree with this part. Can we take this part out?
No. What do you do? You have to.
That's
They got you handcuffed at that point.
yeah. It's I don't know. It
Dude, subscriptions and advertising nowadays, like everything's so sneaky.
Have y'all
So sneaky.
Have y'all seen that new there's like a new TV company that said they would give away free TVs to everyone who wants them, but the TV, so it's like a 70-inch TV, but it has a bar at the bottom that will constantly run advertisements at the bottom, and it's free, but they will target you with like age-specific ads at the bottom.
Oh man.
Yeah.
no, that makes me think there's a camera in
I
that
mean,
bar.
probably is. Probably is.
Want to go down a rabbit hole real quick?
I'm
So somebody I know, I won't say who it is. They work at an advertising company, and what their company does is other big companies will like sign with them and say, I don't know, like if you're a big client of, just give me a brand, any brand,
Nesquik.
like Nesquik.
I
All
don't
right, say you're Nesquik, and you go in and you hire this company. What they do is anybody that goes to Nesquik.com, right? And you enter in like your email, your phone, or whatever. They just like dive into all of your personal shit, and then they now understand what other websites you go to. So if you were to go to like Target.com, you'll see a Nesquik ad. Or if you go to like Kroger.com, you'll see a Nesquik ad just to drive you back to their website. Like, and they pay companies to promote those advertisements based off of your data.
Okay,
That's
tell me what I've seen that, and I know I took a I was a marketing major in college, or that's what I got a degree in. So like I had classes on that, and like our professor he builds websites. One of the professors I had, and he would show us. He's like, I can tell you what exact website they left my web. Like if you're on a website and you go up to the search bar and you type in a different website, go to it. I don't know if it's just like the subscription that they had with it or whatever, but it can tell you what website they like that user left your website for. So like if like Amazon or something, say like it's Amazon, you can see, all right, they went and from Amazon looked at the price, went to Target and looked at the price. Or something like they can tell you that kind of thing. It's freaking scary. I want to know though if they're listening, like with mics, like they can hear your microphone. Because how many times have you talked about something, never searched for it in your life that you can ever remember, but you have ads pop up like the next day
All the time.
That's scary to me. Like that's just freaky to think that you're sitting there talking about. Like I'm probably gonna get an ad for Sam Adams on my Instagram tomorrow. Guarantee it. I guarantee it. I can, and if it happens, I'm gonna be sending you guys screenshots, be like, "I fucking told you so." They're listening.
See, I took like a media class in college that like supposedly they're not listening, which I don't know if I believe that or not. But supposedly they're so smart with technology nowadays they can predict your next move. So like if
And the next day,
yeah, supposedly. I don't know. See, I mean, I'm not an expert here. They could be listening, but like, even like, think about someone who is, like pregnant, but doesn't know they're pregnant. Like, they'll have ads for like pregnant women ads that come up on their phone, even though if they don't know they're pregnant. So supposedly they can predict your moves and shit. Yeah. Yeah.
That's just weird to me. I don't know if I ever
But,
told
hey,
you guys,
Well,
but
like, you know what? Like, fuck it, dude. Like, enjoy my life. You know what I mean?
I feel bad for the person that has to sit there and listen to me.
Hop on the train. Let's go down there.
Xbox Live parties, bro. I know. I've said some fucked up shit at Xbox Live parties, dude.
Let's go. Like, come on.
Said some whatever.
I'm not some terrorist or anything. So, like, you ain't gonna find much about me.
Andy Frisella says, like, I don't know if either of you guys listen to Real AF podcast. Andy Frisella, first form, it made the 75 hard challenge. But he talks about how when him and DJ text, he'll be like, "What's up, motherfucking FBI agent?" when he's texting his buddy, and then he'll talk about what he's going to talk about. But he's like, "I know they're watching. I don't care. I want them to know I know they're there." But the other thing, I don't know if I've told either of you guys. I was sitting there one night. Sarah wasn't home. She was working or something, and I was just sitting on the couch watching. What's it called? It's the new golf documentary.
Like the live golf thing.
Yeah, whatever it's where players were. It was, I forget what it's called. Best shot, something shot. But I was watching it on Netflix. I've never looked it up on anything, and I'm sitting there scrolling through Instagram, and an ad pops up, or it said sponsored, so essentially an ad. And it was, as I scrolled on this on Instagram, it was the exact point that I was on in the show within like a second of each other. And like, it was a reel, and it was the exact, and I'm like sitting there while watching it. I'm like, I took my phone and was like, no. Like, it was the freakiest thing I've ever had happen.
Have you ever logged into Netflix on your phone?
It's Sierra's account.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, maybe it's just like connected, like.
Yeah,
But
it's Sierra's account.
But
It's not
that's like,
mine.
that's the next step is that, like us three being here, like
It
our
can
phones
our phones.
know that us three are together. So now they know what you like and they know what you like. And so now that shit's going to start popping up on my phone, like stuff that you guys like somehow. It like,
Hey, man! Don't judge me. Don't judge me on what pops up on your phone.
Well, it's like me and Alex Smith send each other a lot of things on Instagram and TikTok, and like we'll send it. There's one thing we sent at the same time, but didn't realize we sent it to each other at like the same time. So like, I just assumed like when I looked in the messages, like, oh, it's the thing I sent him, and I was like, did you see that thing I sent you? He's like, did you see the thing I sent? I sent you that, and I was like, no. And we went back and looked, and we're like, wow, we sent that at like the exact time, which we have very similar interest, and so I get that part, but it's just. It's weird how like at the same time we're looking at like the same thing. I don't know. It's a weird, the way phones and computers technology works anymore. It's a great thing, but it is also, in my opinion, a scary thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, even with the AI
I was
shit.
just about to say now AI.
I don't know how I feel about AI. I'm afraid to use it.
Did you see the y'all both have Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the Snapchat AI?
I want to be able
Thing?
to. I want to delete
I've
that.
never used that.
I want to delete it. I don't.
Well, yeah,
I don't
you
want it
can't
there.
you can't delete it, but it posted a Snapchat story by itself 2 days ago. It posted, it was a story of just like random colors and stuff. But I've actually like, dude, I've been like pretty drunk some nights and like just started talking to this thing. I'm like, hey, can you send me some money, or like, hey, how do I make $1 million?
Just sleep. I don't have anybody to talk to.
But I chatted to it. I was like, hey, did you post that story or did someone else? And they're like, I didn't post no story, or I didn't post a story. And I was like, I mean, someone posted a story on your account, and the thing was like, oh, there had to be someone else. And I was like, I mean, it's your account, so someone posted it. I just literally got into an argument with this AI bot.
I've also seen a thing where, like, a kid was talking to it, and it was like asking to play or something, and then like the AI was like asking for the address, like, what's your address? And I'm like, and there, because I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, that freaked me out. Like, if my kid was like, Mom, Dad, what is this? I'd be like, nope, you're done with Snapchat. Like, absolutely not.
Nah, dude, I feel like when the day comes when like I have kids and stuff, I'm gonna take the approach that your parents did with you, where you didn't have that shit in front of you all the time until you could maybe not until you could buy your own, but like, dude, young kids, like all these iPad kids and shit, like I feel like it's just like I mean, I know I get stuck on my phone constantly, but like it like melts your brain a little
Dude,
bit.
imagine-
You get stuck for like
imagine if
45
we
minutes
had
on
them-
reels.
Imagine if we had them when we were freaking 12.
Dude, yeah, I couldn't.
Dude, my kids now.
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, every time they have their because they have like little tablets,
Mhm.
just in case we're going on like vacation or
Yeah.
something.
Right.
I'm not saying they're a bad
No,
thing.
no, they're like, it's good if honestly, let's just throw them a tablet so we get some shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You need the break.
But every time that they have them, it's the worst day. They turn into monsters, like
Mhm.
monsters. I can't stand those things. And when they wake up and they're like, "Can I have my tablet?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. Like, not a chance you're getting that thing right now."
My,
Like,
my
that's the
one
first
sister
thing that
does a
we can- I'm
thing.
thinking,
My my one sister does a thing like where they have to do like they have a chart or whatever, and they have to like fill up their chart of like chores or whatever it is before they can have their tablet. Which I'm like, all right, like it makes them earn the reward, but like it's scary. Like that's, I mean, I feel like we kind of did it maybe when we were kids, like video games.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, dude, I would play hours on hours
Yes.
of like Halo, like Call of Duty,
Modern
hours,
Warfare 2,
bro.
the best one ever made.
My parents are like, "Hey, like it's dinner time." I'm like, "Damn, I started this when I woke up."
Dude, I have almost 3,000 hours into a dinosaur game called Ark Survival. Ark
Dude, I remember
Survival
when you started
Evolved.
playing that.
I still
freaking
play
high
it.
school.
Still play it. I definitely still play it. But yeah, I have like almost 3,000 hours into that thing. Yeah, imagine, dude, if you're getting paid $10 an hour, 3,000 hours, that's a lot of money right there. Like that's a lot of money, even if it's just $10 an hour.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what 30 bands.
Yeah.
Wow, I missed out on $30,000.
Well, how many days is 30,000? Or what did you say? 3,000?
3,000. It's like, dude, it's like I'm pretty sure it's like 200 days or something.
Well, then 30,000 really ain't that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not that much.
125 days.
Oh, okay.
Well, all right.
125 days.
I did that right. 3,000 divided by 24, right? Yeah.
Third of the year, so you can make 90K a year, I guess.
Wow.
But that's no like weekends. That's no
Yeah,
nothing.
true.
That's working straight.
Literally. Yeah.
I don't know if that's worth 90.
No,
Yeah,
that's
so
okay.
if we divide, hold on, let me redo that. 125 days divided by 8-hour days. So that's, oh wait, no, I did that wrong. 3,000 divided by 8. We'll say if you work like, or did it for 8 hours a day. 375.
So about a year.
So a year's, just over a year, because what is it, 350,
365.
365. That's what, I don't know why.
And that's working every day.
Yeah.
8 hours a day.
Wow.
But then, well, like some of these dudes on whatever is it Switch
Twitch.
or Twitch?
Twitch.
Yeah, they're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
on
Just
this
sit there
stuff.
and play video games. I'm not gonna lie, I get caught on some of the dudes on like TikTok that like one of the guys that does the Call of Duty like prop game where you like you're a prop and you go hide.
Yeah, you make yourself like a bench or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch his just because he's funny. Like when it pops up in my stuff, I usually and then I'll like sometimes click on his page and like go get caught in the endless scroll of just watching him do it. But he's so funny when he talks about it and stuff. So that's why I watch him. But like that dude, he became like he probably literally sits at home, plays video games all day, does nothing but make content like TikToks, Instagram Reels, and plays video games and makes
Hoping
money.
guys like you sit there and watch them.
Yeah. I mean, the first person that I noticed about was like Ninja when
Yeah.
I was super into Fortnite. Dude, he's like, I still watch him sometimes when I'm working at home just because I'm bored. I'm like, hey, I need something in the background while I'm like doing work. But he doesn't get that many like viewers nowadays. But back in the day, man, everybody was obsessed with Ninja.
You didn't even have to play to know who Ninja
Exactly.
was. Everybody knew who
And he made so much money. And nowadays, I think Twitch is more turning towards like just people streaming, like Kai Cenat. And then I Show Speed. He's from Ohio, actually.
There's a bunch of guys like NBA guys or NFL guys too that I think do a lot of streaming.
Mm-hmm.
But
And I feel like a lot of athletes now are transitioning to podcasts. Like Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey, the
Theirs is funny.
New Heights podcast. I like that one. And then Pat Bev has a podcast with some Barstool. Like it's sponsored by Barstool Sports. And then I don't know. Ben Roethlisberger has a podcast too.
Did he start one?
Yeah.
I hate Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Roethlisberger.
Hey, I'm a Steelers fan, but I mean, I could see it.
You want to know my Ben Roethlisberger story?
Yeah.
All right. So I played in the Big 33 football games. So it was like 33 from Ohio versus 33 from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And we played a game in Pennsylvania, Hershey, Pennsylvania is where we played. Like Hershey chocolate.
Yeah, yeah.
It was literally like the chocolate factory, like Willy Wonka shit.
Right.
So Ben Roethlisberger, he was the keynote speaker. And so he came to one of our practices, and our starting quarterback, who ended up going to Michigan State, was like, he had the ball, and he's like, hey, like, can we throw? And Ben's like, sure, let's throw. He went to throw the ball to Big Ben, and Big Ben just like ducked out of the way. He's like, I don't catch balls. Like, my ball boys catch the balls for me. We're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're here with high school kids. Like, what are you doing?
We don't have ball boys. Like, what are you doing?
Like, what are you doing? It's like, okay, like, whatever, like,
Yeah,
sure.
but is he still playing at the time?
Oh, yeah.
So
It's
that
like prime Big Ben.
I get maybe not wanting to fuck up a finger or something, but still,
Dude,
like
why are you?
no one's gonna launch
You
it at
can
you.
play catch with a high school.
You play catch with your kids in the yard, I bet. So why are you complaining about
He's an NFL athlete. If he can't catch a football, how
That
the
man
hell
never
do you
looks like an NFL athlete? I am sorry, he never looks like an NFL athlete.
Well, and then we go into the cafeteria, like afterwards, like we got some like buffet stuff, and he's like we're watching him. We're starstruck by this guy. We're watching everything that he's doing. Like, what is he eating? Should I eat that? What is he drinking? Maybe I should drink that too. Like, and he walks up. He's like, looks at it, and he's like, I'm not eating this shit. Like verbatim says, I'm not eating this shit. And then just like kind of like goes out to the corridor, comes back with like bags of food for himself. I was like, dude, all right, strike two, man. Like,
Yeah.
I will never root for you again. Like,
That's disrespectful.
what a horrible way to.
It's okay. Reno also hates Ohio State, so
State.
you'll have to listen to Reno our duo episode that just dropped today.
I mean, when you play, if you actually, if I would have played against Ohio State, I would probably hate them too. But
Wait till you listen to the episode.
It
It
like
will
the
make you hate.
game and the actual plays and the atmosphere, awesome. Everything else, ugly.
Really,
Yeah, that's what makes me hate it.
like locker room situation, all that.
I won't give it away. You got to go listen.
Go listen to Reno's Rant 13, and you'll hear about it because I had to ask. I had to know why.
It still irks you to this day.
Still does. And even like in some of the pro guys who would come in and speak like an Edelman and like Josh Cribbs and those type of guys, it's like you see a totally different side of them that it makes you respect them or totally hate them. Like Josh Cribbs, love that guy. I will root for him forever. Whatever he does, he's like I'm with him. Julian Edelman, anything that he does, fuck that guy.
Really?
I hate that guy.
Really?
I hope he listens to this episode. I hope he does.
Edelman, I like you. You can come on the podcast.
We didn't set up a celebrity boxing match.
Honestly, you probably whoop my ass, but dude, like I'm gonna give my best shot. Well, you guys want to know this story?
Yeah, we got to know.
This is great.
So, like Julian, he went to Kent State. So he was keynote speaker. He was we had our homecoming parade, and he was the grand marshal for the homecoming parade. And so before the game, he came in, gave like a speech, like it was good. I'm like he's a little cocky, but that's fine. Like you need a little bit of like, you need to be kind of an asshole to be like excellent.
You got to know you're the shit.
Right. And like he knew he was the shit, and like he was the shit. He was really fucking good at football. Like I will never take that away from him. But then after the game, like we lost, and so we're out at the bars like after the game, and we see him out. We're like, dude, it's Edelman. Like, let's go say what's up. So we go up and, like for reference, my roommates there's 6 of us. It was me, who was offensive line, our starting tight end, starting quarterback, starting long snapper, starting kicker, and starting punter.
Okay.
So just a mix of guys.
Yeah.
So we walk up, we're like, what's up, dude? He's there with like his posse and whatnot. And then he just like looks at us. And he's like, fuck you guys. How could you lose that fucking game? And then my buddy was the first one to introduce himself, who was the punter. hey, I'm the punter or whatever. He's like, fuck you, you lost that game for us. I return punts all the time. You're a piece of, like, just going in on our punter. I'm like, dude, I think the punter's the last person who lose us this game, bro.
The punter gets out there like 4 times a game.
And
like,
and our punter, like, and our punter was a 2-time All-State receiver, like, just crazy athletic, faster. He ran like a 4.3 as a punter. And he's kind of a hothead. Like, he doesn't take, like, he's just like, don't disrespect me kind of thing.
Right.
So we're all just like in shock. And we're dead silent. We're like, oh man, like that hurt. Like, that hurt. So him and his posse walk away, and we're just kind of standing there like, did that really just happen? And then the punter looks at us and he's like, nah. And he goes running.
No way.
Back at them. He's like, I respect you. Like, like, I have so much respect. Like, got none of that left. And they just get like face to face about to duke it out. Like, and like in the back of my mind, I'm like, we got nothing to lose. He's got a lot to lose. Like, I mean, we want to throw it out. I guess we got to throw it out with two. Like, then his buddy's like, yeah, what's he like? Like, he's just drunk. He's just drunk. Don't worry about it. Like he doesn't mean that stuff. I'm like, it's been said, man. It's been said.
And
so
he's going out at college bars. Like, he knows that
his school.
Exactly. His alma mater.
Like, dude,
he's disrespecting the team. Dude, you lose games. Okay. Yeah. That's a part of the sport. Like, I don't know. That's pretty fucked up.
It sucks. Like, it sucks is really what it is.
Should have just asked him, like, what happened in that Super Bowl you lost? Or did he lost?
Well, you in the NFL? Like, you mean for him? I'd be like, okay. Like,
yeah,
like,
you got
someone you look to as your idol too. You always look up to someone who, like, especially any NFL player. Doesn't matter if they don't touch the field, if they're practice squad. If you made it to the NFL, you're elite. So, like,
yeah,
I don't know. That's ridiculous. I can't believe that.
We're just more disappointed. Like, we're just disappointed. Like, dang, like he's someone who reps like our school. We can brag like, oh, hey, Julian Edelman went to Kent State, and now we're just like disappointed. We're like, yeah, he's kind of a dick,
right?
Like, we don't really like him that much.
Yeah, like, oh, Julian Edelman right there, right?
It's like, yeah, who went to Kent State? It's like, well, I mean, Julian Edelman did. So, I don't know. Just left a bad taste. Don't get me wrong. Awesome football player.
Yeah.
So good. Elite for sure. But
and that's like Ben. You can't take anyway. Like, football wise, you can't take. Like, did he suck sometimes? Yeah, probably because Dante was watching. But I'm only saying that because Dante's peeing right now, so he's not actually on the mic. But like, you can't take anything away from people's football skills, but it can turn you off to a person 100% with how they act and carry themselves. And I think that's what happened. Of another celebrity like Conor McGregor. I think because everybody loved Conor McGregor at first, and then you started people being like, And
like, you always got to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, maybe they both just had like, it was just a bad day. Maybe they just said the wrong thing. Like, they're not perfect, So that could be it as well. I give them chances, but then I like watch some interviews, and then like the whole Big Ben scandal thing, and then then I see Edelman doing certain commercials, and I can just like see it. I do some of his interviews, or I watch some of his interviews. I'm like, all right, like I think it's kind of true.
It's definitely something that's reoccurring. Speaking of NFL, the fantasy football. We are going to make the Roughnecks fantasy football. Sorry, this is an invite-only league. But we do have to figure out the details because we have not drafted yet, and it is.
Sorry, we're exchanging.
We're changing drinks over here. I'm just sticking with my Busch Light for right now until we get to the best segment of the Hold My Beer episodes. But is that the grape one?
Yeah,
that's the best one. That's the Snoop Dogg flavor, isn't it?
Yeah, Death Row.
Happy Dead Death Row Records.
Do you know? Are you familiar with the Nelk Boys at all?
No.
I wasn't either.
They're like content creators from Canada, but this is their seltzer, and it's good. It's like
one of the most refreshing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Not what you're expecting. I don't know what I was expecting.
It's not too much flavor. It's like the perfect amount of flavor to keep drinking.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. very dangerous.
Yes.
I drank 12 of these while cooking burgers on the grill one day, and I was scared.
We're sending in the
How long it
Snapchat
take
group.
you- How long does it take you to cook burgers?
Oh, dude, I drank probably 12 of these in probably about an hour.
Dante's like, shit, I didn't even start the grill until like the fifth one.
It's like perfect fit for me with Happy Dad.
Yeah, there you go.
Sir, they have Happy Moms too,
Oh,
and they're raspberry flavored.
hey, Britt.
Yeah.
Let's go.
If she likes raspberry, she'll like them.
But the Fantasy Football League, what we got to come up with, which we'll talk about, we're going to do a buy-in, I think, is what we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
We won't talk about that right now, but what are we going to do? I think we need to, what does the winner get? And what does the loser, do we do a consequence?
Dude, I think the fantasy consequences are so funny, but I would hate to have to be that person.
It's one of those that, like, we're all making it. We're like, yeah, that would suck. And then we're like, wait a second, that might be me. That could potentially be, like, I could potentially be that person.
In my big league, our punishment is we have to get a license plate frame or whatever
Mhm.
that says like I suck at fantasy football or something like that.
Damn. Okay, that's like a whole year punishment too, right?
Oh yeah.
You have to wear it for the whole year.
Well, we had one where the guy a couple years ago had to wear a dress to the casino. We all went to the casino and he wore a dress,
Wow.
and he did it. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
How many people asked them? Did people come up?
Oh, well, he had to wear a sign on his.
Oh,
like,
they said
on the
I
front.
suck.
Yeah.
So they probably had people over there like.
That's funny. No, that's a good idea too. Wow.
So I found this thing on Instagram, which you guys may have seen, but it's called what's it called? I think I sent it to myself to save it. But you can make like, I think for the winner they have like trophies or belts or stuff that you can buy.
I think the belt would be.
I think a belt. So like if you win, you
Like
get
a
the belt
WWE
for the whole
belt.
year, and then like next year we can like do maybe an in-person draft, and like the person's gonna walk in with the belt. So
dude, an in-person draft podcast.
that's a potential. We have a very limited time to set this up this year.
Oh no, I'm talking. You said next year.
Next year,
so, yeah.
next year, yeah.
Yeah,
once we
This year,
get
I say we
established.
just do the virtual draft and
Yeah.
just get it done, especially since the first games are coming up quick. So yeah, I think we do a virtual draft this year, but next year I think that's a good idea. But I think, do we think a trophy or a belt?
A belt.
I think the belt's a better idea.
I think a belt.
That would be sick.
Thick. If you could get the Roughnecks.
I want to get the
Bowl-
Roughnecks Bowl right in the
Oh
middle
my
of it.
God, that'd be so good.
That'd be
I
so
used to love WWE. That was my shit, bro. WWE was my shit. Me and Tanel, we've been to like I think we've been to 2 live WWE matches. Saw Undertaker, all of them, bro. Oh my god, that shit was so lit. But yeah, a belt for fantasy champion.
a belt for the champion. But that's what I wanted to ask too. Like, do we do the buy-in? Does the buy-in pay for the belt, or I'll cut this part out, or do I pay for that out of the Roughnecks account? Buy-in pay for the belt?
Buy it like 50. 25 goes towards the belt from each person. 25 goes to the winner.
Do we do a winner like first, second, and third, or first and second get prize like money? So we split that up somehow.
I don't know, dude. I'm in a league that has $100 buy-in, $50 buy-in, $25 buy-in, and I think all of them are like winner takes all.
Is that how your league is? Do you like
We do top 3,
top 3 money?
but
Because I was thinking
Yeah,
of
but if we
cheaper
only
buy-in.
have 5 people, winner take all.
Yeah. But I think we may end up. I want to do 8 to 10,
Yeah, if we can get 8 to 10, yeah, that's perfect.
and then I think we can cut down the cost a little bit.
I think third should get their buy-in back if we do that. Third should get their buy-in back. Second gets like right in between,
First
and then first gets like the
who
money.
knows? And the belt.
Yeah,
my personal opinion is that the buy-in should be higher, because if it's like $20 buy-in, it's like you don't necessarily like care. You can
Care
like
as
kind of
much,
take
yeah.
You
take the
might get
back
like,
seat.
what would you get?
Whereas if you throw in
$20?
$100, $200 at something, you're like, I need to make
I
some
gotta
trades.
do
Like,
this.
who's on like, what's my waiver? Like, where am I at on the waiver list? But I think for the first one, we should.
well, we had
First this year, why don't we go like 25? You
Deal.
guys think that's
Yeah,
good?
no, I mean,
25 buy-in this
first
year,
year, yeah.
and then
Keep increasing it.
next year maybe we go up a little bit and increase the odds. Increase the.
In one of my fantasy leagues, the commissioner had a great idea, bro. Is like you increase the buy-in to like, I mean, nothing crazy. Like we're not doing $1,000 buy-in, but something enough to where you can take some of that buy-in money to plan a trip for the draft or for the championship game, to where like we all get together, the whole league gets together, and is together for that championship game or the
That's pretty
draft.
cool.
That would be that'd be sick.
That is
That would be
actually not a
sick.
bad idea.
That's a really good idea.
I also had another idea that just popped in my mind. You put in, you have $25 is the minimum that you can put in. It's almost like betting. You can put in more.
Oh, you can hedge your bets a little bit.
And if you win, you get more back.
Like little side bets.
Yeah, essentially. So say I'm like, all right, I'm only putting 25 in. Dante's like, I'm putting 100 in. So say I win, I only get whatever percentage of the money that I put in. Like you kind of figure out some math thing. I'd have to actually sit down and do it. But like I'd get a smaller percent than if I'd have put in $100, and then the rest of the money kind of gets divvied up or put in a pot for the next year. But if Dante wins, he gets a good payback because he put in more money.
Hey man, you haven't seen my DraftKings account. I'm telling you right now, I be betting, buddy. I be betting. Like, no.
That's something that we could work on. Maybe not this year, especially since the fact that, like I said, we
Yeah,
Cutting
this-
it close
this
on
should
time.
Just be real quick.
No, but yeah, I think like we should make a league and we should keep it going year after year.
Oh, I agree.
And that, dude, I love fantasy football. Like,
The worst is when I freaking wake up on Sunday and then I get busy and then I'm like, oh crap, I forgot to set my lineup.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, of course, this person's on a bye week my backup's already playing, so I can't even freaking sub them.
I think the beauty of fantasy football is like I'm a football fan, man. I live, breathe, bleed football. I love football to death. But like obviously you're not going to watch every single NFL game, but with fantasy football,
You pay a lot more attention.
exactly. You'll watch that game that like, I don't really want to watch it, but I'm going to watch it for this one player, and I love that, man.
That's what I've been like. Me and Sierra have been out to dinner or something, or be over at her parents' house, and I'm like watching a game like real intensely, and she's like, "You don't even like that team," and I'm like, "I know. I have one of their players on my fantasy team, though. I really need that receiver to catch this touchdown."
I was at the Browns Bengals game last year, and I had Jamar Chase on my team. Like, of course, I want the Browns to win because I'm a Browns fan. And then, like at the game, like every catch he give, oh, yeah, that's 3 points right there, baby. But it does make you pay attention a lot more,
Yeah.
and you watch more teams, and then you start understanding like the full scope of talent throughout the NFL
Oh, yeah.
because. I think it's great, honestly.
7 hours of commercial-free football, baby. Oh my God, I can't wait. Shit.
What's the consequence?
Oh yeah, we need to think of that.
Like how hardcore. No, if it's a 25, I don't think it should be that hardcore.
No.
Yeah, we should keep it slight for the first year. We don't want to scare anyone off.
I kind of do like the license plate thing
Oh yeah.
No, that is a good.
because that's
idea.
not very
Or
expensive.
what about
to do.
what about a bumper sticker?
I thought about a magnet.
Oh, yeah,
so that way like, it's not,
nice
it
little
doesn't
magnet.
mess anybody's car up or anything, but a magnet that says I suck at fantasy football,
Yeah.
where I came in last place in fantasy, like something like
Or
that.
how about this? How about this? A face tat.
No.
That was one of our punishments a couple years ago. Whoever won the league, the loser had to get either their signature, a stick figure of them, or like their initials or something tattooed.
No way. That is a good punishment too.
I lost that year.
Did you get it?
No. I'm sorry. Y'all can call me whatever you want. I'm not getting it.
You have tattoos though, don't you?
Yeah, I got a bunch.
You have a nice like big chest tattoo, don't
Chest piece. I
Yeah.
got one running down my back. I heard you guys talking about that in the Q&A the other day.
Yeah, where was your most painful one?
Dude. And like I was hearing Jake saying they didn't hurt at all.
you? No, he's different.
Dude, listen to me. When I say my back, because like the back piece I have runs straight down my spine. That was the second worst pain I've ever been in my life.
I can't imagine.
Like and it was like spur of the moment. Honestly, I wish I wouldn't have got it, but
Really?
whatever. It's
Yeah,
there, so like I'm
right.
gonna own it. And they had me literally hunched over in this chair, and like it literally hunched. It took 6 hours just going. The outline I thought was the worst.
The
The
outline's
shading.
always the worst.
The shading I thought wasn't that bad because it's like kind of a brush stroke here and there. The outline, dude, I'm sweating. I'm like, this can't. And it, because it was down my spine, it felt like it was like coming through my chest.
Oof.
And like, it was awful.
Yeah.
Awful. I couldn't believe how bad like it was because I had my whole chest done, my whole
Yeah.
my ribs, everything done. Those weren't they weren't that bad. Like they like a little tickle here and there, but the back, I'm like, this fucking dude, this is way different here.
The amount of nerves you have, like right in that area on your spine, though, I will never get a spine tat. Probably, I don't know. I'm definitely tatted. Like I've gotten a lot of tattoos, but spine tat,
Dude, it would like vibrate up my throat.
You know what's
Like
weird
every time
though
they
is
touch the bone, it'd come up like my throat. It was
think
the
of how
weirdest
many
thing.
like that's a big popular thing for like chicks.
spine tats.
Spine?
Yeah.
Like like not saying anything against like or whatever, but like we talk about it like it would absolutely suck. And like how many girls do you know that have
I mean,
spine tattoos?
spine tats are pretty sexy. No cap.
I fucking love tattoos on girls.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Dude, I tell my wife, and 'cause she wants a sleeve. I'm like, bro, you got to get a
Yeah.
sleeve. That shit.
Hey,
is-
get that shit.
Like that shit right there. Oh yeah,
Sierra has, like,
100%.
8 or 9, but they're all like very like somewhat small. And she really wants me to get my sleeve. I want to get a sleeve down my left arm and then maybe a half sleeve on this arm. But
Oh yeah,
I think sleeves. I won't say they look good on every girl,
correct,
but most of them can pull it off.
Yeah.
man. And so I tell people like, go to somebody who's got a wait list.
Yes.
That's,
Oh, yeah.
that's the artist you want.
Yeah,
Don't just go walking into a tattoo parlor and be like, "Hey, got any openings?" I'm like, "Sure,
Dude,
come
the
on."
crazy-
And like, they're just gonna fuck it
The
up.
craziest story, bro. My first tattoo ever. My first tattoo ever. It's on like Memorial Day, when most tattoo shops would probably be closed. My mom takes me to this place like downtown Columbus. The tattoo's artist name's Chicken. All right.
That's sign number 1.
All right. So
Sorry, that's sign number 2. Memorial Day is sign number 1. Chicken's sign number 2.
So we pop in this. I'm not 18 yet, so she has to like sign for me and stuff. We pop in this tattoo parlor, and he's sleeping in the back.
Stop it.
Sleeping in the back. Right?
Sign number 3.
Sleeping in the back. They wake him up. He pulls up, and then he gives me a tat. This is my first tat right on the inside of my arm here. Like it's super simple. Like you can't really fuck that up. But like, dude, you're sleeping and Memorial Day, bro.
We
Like,
probably hung over from the night before partying.
yeah, I don't even know if I definitely had drank at that point, but I wasn't drinking to the point where I drink nowadays, you know, but
Yeah.
not like back then. I definitely wasn't drinking like I am now. So, but yeah, first tattoo not bad. But if I would have asked him to like do this tattoo, oh, he would have fucked it
Yeah,
up.
let me see some of those. Oh,
The eye is very detailed.
that is.
Yeah, the eye is fire. I got it right over here in Newark.
Really?
At Darkwoods, yeah. And this one.
I got an Empire.
Because I had a guy up at Kent who did all mine, and then he moved to Atlanta. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to
You're not
Atlanta.
flying to Atlanta every time.
That's
I've been
the
itching
waitlist
to get
thing though.
another.
Like my brother, because the tattoo artist I went to, who my brother got his through, and he told me he's like, "You're gonna be waiting," and I'm like, that's fine. Like, cause like it was my first one, so like I was already, I was a little nervous because like I didn't know what to expect and stuff like that. But like he also is the guy that he'll be out a year before he can get. Well, like a small one, he's like, yeah, I can probably fit it in.
Squeeze you in. Yeah.
But like a bit, like one that takes a while, he's like, yeah, you're gonna be waiting because he does a lot of big pieces. And when
That's the guy
I have roses, I have one on each shoulder and roses for my grandparents, and he was like did the outline and stuff of the rose, and then he goes, hey, because on the stencil he didn't have the leaves. He goes, do you care if I freehand the leaves? He's like, I've done a ton of like roses are a very typical thing. Like, do you care? He literally just took the needle and was just like freehanded the
crazy.
leaves on my tattoo, and I was just like, how the hell did he just do that? And I'm like, it is an art to be able to a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
If you don't have steady hands, my ass would
Well,
be
no,
like,
you can,
oh shit.
You can be able to draw. Like, you could be a fantastic artist, but tattooing skin is completely different. It's not as easy as just pen to paper. You have to rip through skin.
Oh,
to
and like
actually
I've
put it
watched
in.
him. Like when I got there the one time, he was talking with somebody else before me when I was going to schedule my appointment, and she was like, "Well, I was kind of thinking this," and he literally was like on his iPad, I think, or something, and he was just like, and I was like, "How the hell?" Like he just knew it. Like, and also, I mean, they deal with it all the time, so I was like, "How the hell did he just come up with that?" But it's just it's a different type of art.
Insane. It's insane.
I couldn't imagine though tattooing like somebody's face.
Yeah. I mean, I want a face tat so bad.
Don't
Okay,
get a
Dante,
face
but
tat.
imagine
Dude,
this.
don't get a face tat.
No, I know. I would. The only time I
Staring
would
into
do
somebody
it,
else's
the only time I would ever get a face tat, because my mom would absolutely behead me.
As he should.
As if I am at a point in my life, like if say 5 years from now, I am set.
You make
Like,
it.
yeah, I know for a fact that like, hey, I'm not gonna have to work a 9 to 5. I don't need to go. Like, I don't
I'm
need
my
to,
own boss.
exactly.
Yeah.
And all I want is like half a broken heart right here. That's all I want. That's all I want. It's half a broken heart. Not a full heart, just half a broken heart right under my eye. And I think that's so sick.
What's that mean?
Just hey,
You're brokenhearted.
brokenhearted.
Are you?
There's a lot of pain in life.
Wait a
That's what it
second.
means.
I'm confused here.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's not even. No, it's not even about relationships. This is about life. Like your life is always going to bring you those things that like break your heart, bro. If
That's
you
true.
haven't had your heart broken, and not even in a relationship, I'm not talking about relationships. If you haven't had your heart broken by life, then you probably haven't lived to this point, because life sends that shit at you. It breaks your heart, but the only response to life breaking your heart is
Grab the bull by the fucking horn.
exactly. You respond to that adversity and you keep going. But I think the broken heart to me is just more or less like, hey, it's gonna happen, but how are you gonna respond to that shit? And it's kind of like Coach Seb, like, hey, how do you respond to adversity? And I'm like,
Oh,
hey,
he did that shit to you guys?
Oh, the adversity talk was his go-to, buddy. That was always what he taught. When I had him on the podcast,
Adversity, fellas.
when I had him on the podcast, what do you think we talked about?
Oh, yeah. That's that one.
I mean, I'm
That's so
not
true, though.
gonna get a face tat, but if it does come to a point in my life where I feel as if I can make it without going into an interview, shirt tucked in, tie on, like, hey, my name's Dante Fair type deal. If I can make it by myself and I know I'm okay, I will definitely get a face tat.
Nah, I like the story. I always love the stories behind tattoos.
No,
Yeah,
no,
because that's actually
my-
thought out. It's not like it's just something that is like, I just want to do it just because.
No, all of
You
every
have to-
single tattoo I have on my body is thought out, dude. And everybody's like, oh, like why? Like you can just get tattoos because they're cool, but like me personally, if I'm gonna permanently put something on my body, I want to look at it and know that it means something.
That's why I haven't got my sleeve yet. As I don't have anything that I'm like, this is what I want to get and why. But we'll get to that. But this is what I want to get and why. So that's why I have yet to do the sleeve.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, should I have got my back tattoo? Nah, because it has no meaning.
What is it?
It's a big ass fucking tribal running down. And at the time, you know, college meathead, whatever. Dude, tribals, man, are sick. I got it right down my spine. I'm like, oh, there's like 3 kids working a corporate job. Like, oh, that looks really good. That looks awesome.
You know what the nice thing about working a corporate job is? They're never gonna see that.
Hey, kids, let's go to the pool.
Is that like specific tribal script that means something in like tribal, or is it just literally just tribal design?
Nope, just tribal design.
Okay, I mean it probably looks sick though.
It does look good.
It does look sick.
That's all it is just for looks.
Yeah.
It has no meaning. Where like the other ones I got actually have some meaning.
Fair.
Ugh.
Hey,
Stupid.
if you buy a new car and you wrap that shit in like that new like wrap like camo detail or like whatever like the wrapping thing is instead of painting it, like it doesn't really have meaning, but it makes your car look sick. So
Yeah, but you could take that off.
you're right. You're right.
You can take your tattoo off.
Oh.
This would not be fun.
That would probably jump to my number one worst thing.
That'd be 10 times worse than getting it. I've seen videos of those lasers,
Oh,
dude.
dude, it's just the like sound and look of it. I'm like, oh, that seems so painful.
It's like,
Oh,
and it's just like disintegrating the
Oh.
ink. Oh my god, I can't do it.
And it just turns like immediately like a bubbly.
yeah. It doesn't even like completely get rid of it, does it? Like it just kind of.
It's got to be scarred. It's
Yeah,
gotta
that's what I'm
saying.
Scar
You
the
can kind
outline.
of tell it's.
I think you
something
have to
was
go
there.
back like multiple times. Because remember in high school when Grant was like in the process of getting that tattoo removed?
No.
Or no, he wasn't in the process when we were in high school, but nowadays, if you look at him now, he almost has it removed.
Huh.
That tribal thing that he said he regretted from getting at Ohio State. You don't remember that?
No, I didn't know you got it removed.
No, yeah. It's if you look at his like him now when he's posting videos, it's like you can still see it a little bit. But if you're someone who's never met him before,
You probably wouldn't realize
yeah,
it.
you wouldn't really know. Yeah.
But I'm gonna cut you off, and we're gonna go into the Roughnecks drink review.
Ooh.
And this week, instead of me or Dante, we made our guest bring the drink.
Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
Reno, tell us what you got for us.
All right, so we have a Fat Tire New Belgian Ale.
Okay.
This was like, it's not a drink that I would drink every single day. It's a good change of pace. It's good. I don't know. It's smooth. It's not like too hoppy. It's not like an IPA-ish type. I was almost going to do an IPA. Then I'm like, nah, we got to go to the roots of my Fat Tire.
Hey. Is this something that you drink, like, you used to drink a lot? Or is this something that, like, you tried once, you're like, okay, I like that, but it's just not something that I can drink all the time?
This was like my, like, special occasion
Okay.
type of drink.
Okay.
I'd be like, like, or the nights where, like, I know I'm just drinking a few.
Okay.
Like,
And
if I'm
these
drinking a
get to-
lot, yeah, like, I'm not buying these.
These get you to where you're going, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. All right.
So, Fat Tire,
Perfect. Cool.
New Belgian Ale.
Thank you. Thank you.
So how we
Reno.
do this is
Give it a
essentially kind of like a one sip,
Like
one
the pizza reviews.
one chug. Yep, just a good drink, and then a review.
Fat Tire Ale. High quality,
I've never
low
had
impact.
them, but I've always wanted to because I know people that drink similar things to me, like when I drink stuff like this, and they've told me it's really good, and I've never had it.
Cheers,
Hey,
fellas.
cheers, boys.
Okay, first thought.
It reminds me of something. What does it remind me of? It's gonna drive me nuts.
Hey, yeah, I'm seeing head nods.
I like it
It reminds me of
Savory.
because I like IPAs and I like Belgian ales. It's very similar. It's not a Sam Adams.
It's kind of got a sweet after,
yeah.
Yeah.
which throws me off all the time, and I'm like, that's why I
Wow.
like it,
Wow, this is very good.
isn't it? Isn't it?
What's their percentages on these puppies?
It's gotta be over 5.
know.
5.2.
I was gonna say it has to be over 5.
Yeah, so it's
Wow.
still on the lighter side, but like the flavor and the aroma and the aftertaste of it is what gets me.
This is something that you could like actually like just sip on, and your breath wouldn't smell like shit.
Right.
You know?
And
This
you're not
is
gonna
like
wake
most-
up. You're not
most
gonna wake up with
IPAs
the worst hangover of your entire
That too.
life. An IPA hangover, I will. Ugh. Those were the worst.
Yeah. Oh, some good old Elvis juice.
Columbus Brewing Company. That's
Best.
what it reminds me of. That's what this reminds me of.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I can't stop drinking this.
So I feel like we have to redo our ratings because we definitely screwed ourselves.
I mean, we just started off so strong with the high noon strawberries.
The high noon, so like
Oh.
what we've started, like our drinks, we've done the high noon strawberries, a Kentucky Mule,
Yep.
neutral is one of them.
Oh yeah, neutrals. I forgot.
Are those the only ones?
Yeah, we've only had 3. Yeah.
So yeah, we've had those, but like the high noon strawberry, we rated them like the
The best of the best.
9 or like
Yeah.
8 point something, and
No,
we're
we'll
like,
have to redo them.
yeah, I feel like we should go away from like the rating and we should like rank them in these spots. So like we'll just keep a continuous ranking
Sure.
and so like our top 5 and see if it makes the top 5
Yeah.
and where it places. But
Yeah, I really.
So this makes my top
enjoy
5.
these. I enjoy these a lot.
Yeah, These are fire.
This is not one like you drink, 12 of these. You have like 3 of these.
You're
max.
good. You're good.
And then you got to move on to like something else.
Yeah.
'Cause after the third, you're like, all right, I'm kind of over the.
No, this is definitely like, I don't know, Cole. You got to go first, but man,
I'm giving it an 8.8, which I'm disregarding my other rankings. I'm just giving it a like rating and like not comparing it to the others. I'm giving it an 8.8. I like drinks like this. I like beers that are, I want to call them heavier, but they're not like they have I want to call it a darker taste to them. I like that kind of stuff. So I'm giving it an 8.8. I put it above Bush. I just couldn't afford to drink it all the time.
All right, listen to this, everyone. All right, I'm going to take a drink of it, and I'm going to describe to you what I'm tasting. All right.
Drum roll.
Flavor, 10. Aftertaste, 10.
Whoa.
Like this beer right here. I want y'all to know this beer is fantastic. If you can go out to your local corner store and find Fat Tire Ale, go find that right now. But I will say, for my overall rating, even though I gave the flavor and the aftertaste a 10, I will probably say this beer right here is a 9.4.
Woo! Hey. Let's hear it. Hey, in the back. All right. Hey, Fat Tire. We're calling you guys out. We love your sponsorship to the Roughnecks podcast.
That'd be awesome.
What?
I would drink it all the time if that was the case.
Well, I don't even need them to be a sponsor to drink this all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Hey, we always anytime that we do a drinking episode, I always tag what type of drink that we brought in, so that way.
Smart marketing.
Yeah, we should just reach out to them.
I've reached out to Bush.
I'm sure lots of people have. Yep. Yeah, I forget. I think my dad got me on these, like back when I was in college. He's like, "Hey, try these Fat Tires." I'm like, "What? Fat Tire? Like, what are you talking about?" Because when I was in college, we were drinking Natty Light.
Yeah.
Yep.
Natty Ice for me, man.
Yeah, oh my god, the ices.
That was my frat beer, Natty Ice.
Oh my god, what was the Bud Light Platinums?
Oh, BLPs, buddy. Oh, love those.
Those were the
6%.
best because like you get back from a football game, it'd already be 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever. So you needed something to make it quick. So you were like, all right, I need to get my buzz going right now so I don't spend $100 at the bar. So like I drink some Bud Light Platinums, then go to the bar and I'd be like, I'm already buzzed off my ass.
BLPs hit different.
So different.
Oh, I loved them. I got
BLPs.
tired of them though, real quick.
Yeah, right. We did like a season worth.
Yep.
And we're like, all right,
We got to slow it down a
chase
little bit.
something else.
Yeah, I like the Bud Light Platinums, but they definitely caught up to you real quick.
They turned into like the old Ford Locos. You know what I mean? Like they got dangerous.
I never did
They
a
got
Four
dan-
Loko. I never tried one.
Boys, I got some crazy stories for y'all off Four Locos in Worcester, man. Jesus.
Dude, those were something else. I can't believe, like, I look back now.
I don't know how they were ever legal.
I know.
Like people were dying off of them.
Dying off of Four Locos.
What was in them? What was it? Was like didn't it have like energy drink in it too or something?
Like way too much caffeine, like way too much, just all kinds of just. It was putting people into like cardiac arrest.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So bad. Like I look back now and I'm like, it's so stupid.
Oh, there was so many things that I did in
So
college,
stupid.
especially that I'm like, why the hell did I even do that? Or like, I remember
We didn't know any better, man. We truly
dude.
didn't know any better. We're like,
I'll tell this story. I
But
don't
damn
know
it,
if
it
I've
was
ever
fun.
told it. I remember it was the night before graduation. We had our football banquet because it was COVID year, so we played in the spring. And we had our football banquet that night. My parents were in town, so like we went out to a bar and restaurant, got some drinks. It's a restoration in Delaware, so they make their own beer and stuff, IPAs, so they're higher alcohol. I drank like 3 of them there. Was already feeling pretty good. Me, Teddy, and Dante, or not Dante. Me, Teddy, and Dan walked down to Barley which is another bar down the street. We drank. Teddy's from Texas and he loves Shiners and Lone Stars, and they have them. That's the only place that we could ever find them
Those
around
Texas
there.
motherfuckers, man.
But we went down there and we drank all of their Shiners. I'm pretty sure. Like I remember because like it was one of those that you walk up, like they have a bunch of coolers. It's like a convenience store. You walk up, you grab what you want, and you walk up to the counter and they check you out, and then you can just go sit.
That was a bar like that?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a different type of bar, like per se. It's not like it's more of I call it more of a hipster kind of scene, I guess, or like people that just like an IPA, like because they had a bunch of different type of IPAs too. Like you could just go grab a beer, go sit down. Like they had TVs, you could sit on a couch and just watch a game. It was a very relaxed bar, not a very like your typical bar.
Mm-hmm.
So we were there for like 4 hours, and we drank all of their Shiners. I went up to get another one, and I was like, hey, I went up to the counter. I was like, you guys got any more Shiners in the back? You guys drank all of them. We had 4 12-packs. They're all gone. And we were like, oh, I'm sorry. And they're like, I mean, it's fine. Like, you guys are paying, like, and you guys aren't being stupid. So, like,
we're buying to be drank.
Yeah, like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, you guys got any more Lone Stars? And they're like, nope, you guys also drank all of those. And we're like, oh. They're like, yeah, we're going to order more. And I'm like, oh, we're moving out tomorrow. You don't got to worry about that. We're going to be gone. We're the only people to drink them around here. But so we drank that. Then we walked across the street to the other bar. At that point, it's like 12 o'clock. And we drank for another 2-3 hours at that bar.
30
like,
beers deep?
Oh, we were hammered. I walked back to my room, and I remember I don't know why I thought it was a good idea or what I was thinking. They were doing construction on one of the dorms. So I walked into the construction zone, and I'm sitting in a forklift. Or not a forklift, like a telehandler. And I'm sitting there, and then I'm like, oh, hey, there's a key in the ignition. And I turned it and was like, and then it finally clicked, like, hey, this is not a good idea. You are about to graduate tomorrow. So then I'm like, how the fuck did I even get in here? So I'm like trying to walk around, and then I look up and I'm like, uh-oh. On like the job trailer, they had cameras, and I was like, I'm not gonna graduate. I'm gonna get in trouble. And I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. As I'm trying to figure out a way out of the fence, I like peek out. They had like the mesh on the fence, but I like peeked, and I was like, oh shit, here comes cops. There was like 2 pulling down the street. Like they weren't coming after me, but in my head, I'm like, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I don't know what I'm doing. So like I take off running, and I'm like hiding and like doing all this shit. And like finally, like I called my roommate, and he was like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm in the construction zone. He's like, what? And I'm like, I don't even know how I got here. I just remember that night. Well, kind of remember that night. And then the next day, I woke up 5 minutes before we had to be at the stadium for graduation. My roommate tried to wake me up like 20 times. In 5 minutes, I showered, no, I didn't even shower. I literally just woke up, threw my dress clothes on, grabbed my cap and gown. We drove down to the stadium, and I walked in because we had to be there early for some football pictures. And I walked into the locker room. My mom and dad were already there. My mom had called me like 4 times at that point. And I walked in. She goes, you're hungover as hell. And I was like, I'm so fucking hungover. And then, but like I remember like standing in line, graduation, getting lined up takes freaking forever. I walked down to the gas station, bought 2 Monsters, chugged one of them on the way back, chugged another one. But then about halfway through graduation, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh no, my head was pounding. It was the worst hangover I think I've ever had in my life.
Oh, dude,
it was miserable.
The college salute.
Yeah, I was so hungover for my graduation too. Like my mom's kind of pissed about this. I wore sunglasses my entire graduation. For my graduation picture, I had sunglasses on. I was
cloudy as hell.
Dude, I was so hungover, bro.
It was rough.
I mean, dude, that's your last moment. Like, dude,
that's the last time you'll get to see a lot of those people. That's what I literally, because I remember like hugging people that night and being like, man, I'm gonna miss you. Like, because it kind of clicks. Like, this might be the last time I honestly ever see you again,
bro. And that's the saddest thing. I feel like that's one of the saddest things about college, man. Is like, like your high school friends, there's those select high school friends that, yes, you grew up with and you love them to death and nothing will ever change with the friendship. But in college is where you are growing as a man and you befriend those people as you are growing as a man and you become I wouldn't say a lot closer than your high school friends, but it's just like a different aspect of your life than your high school friends.
You live with those guys.
Exactly.
Well,
You're
here's
like,
what I
like
also
high school, like you're in, your parents' houses.
Mhm.
Like college, you're
Living
living with them.
right.
You gotta learn to adult together.
Exactly.
you see those people every single day.
Exactly.
You
I
gotta
think
learn to
also
do-
some of the difference too with high school and college. High school, you come like when you're graduating, we think we're gonna be everybody's friend forever. Like you think you're gonna see these people all the time. The reality of it is now you see some of them and you hope you don't.
Yeah.
College, you come in like I feel like you have a different mindset. Like when you're graduating, you realize I'm probably never, especially the people that live in different states or whatever. Like I'm sure you had it and you had it. Like you have people that are from Cali, Florida, Arizona, like all over the country. You kind of go in with that mindset when you're graduating college. Like this might honestly be the last time that I ever get to see you again.
Yeah.
High school, you don't think about that. College, you adult, like you talked about a little bit. You adulted together, so you kind of have that realization of like I might never see you again.
You literally learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
Because like high school, like we're living with our parents and we're not paying bills and shit.
Exactly.
You go to college and it's like, all right, so I gotta do my own laundry. I gotta figure out what I'm doing for meals. Like, I gotta figure out like I gotta get myself certain places. It's a totally different thing.
And you
That's
rely
why-
on each other too. Like I have to be up at this time. Yeah, he doesn't have the same class as me, but we have class at the exact same time. So like, hey, 8 a.m. We both have to be up for an 8 a.m. class. So like, you kind of build that relationship too with each other. Like, hey, man, wake up. Like we got to go to class or we got practice, whatever it is.
You got to hold each other like accountable.
Yeah, essentially.
Because it's because my roommate for every single year in college was the punter. So like as a specialist, like as he was a specialist, he didn't. I'm not saying his practices weren't hard, but dude, I'm getting like if I wasn't hitting somebody as hard as I could every single play, I was doing something wrong.
You weren't starting at that point if you weren't doing that.
Right. Whereas like, he's out there punting.
You don't hit the punter.
Yeah, who like the first couple periods of practice, he's out there punting. Then they go in and play like ping pong and shit. And then come out for the last couple kicks and field goals, right? Like realistically, honestly, that's what they did. But like they still worked hard. I'm not saying that they didn't. But then I'd come back like to our dorm or to our house or whatever and be like, dude, I gotta chill. Like I'm hurting right now. And he's like, dude, let's go to the bar. Like, let's go. Like he's up all night doing shit. And I'm like, dude, like I really gotta sleep a little bit here. And like it was just like setting boundaries and like we became obviously like best friends. And then just like learning how to deal with other people and learning how to deal with it's not about you. You can't do whatever you want all the time.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't know. It's such a cool experience. Everyone says, you don't necessarily need to go to college. I don't know. I think college is pretty important.
Dude, I think college made me the man I am today.
100%.
Just because, like, the point I was trying to make, honestly, is like, it's kind of shitty that college is like this, but in college, you meet your absolute best friends for life. You meet your really, really good friends that, like, hey, I grew with you. I love you to death, man. Like, I've seen what you've become from freshman year to senior year. You're my boy, but you live in California, but you live in Texas. So after we graduate, I don't know if I'm going to see you for a while, man. Like, and that's the shittiest thing about college is, like, you meet your really good friends. Like, I have so many good friends from Worcester, man. And it's just like, I can't see them all. There's no possible way unless I hit the lottery and I can fly wherever I want or, Reno can hook me up with some, you know what I mean? But, like, you can't see them all, man. And it just, like, sucks to the point where it's like, I love you to death. You're my boy. We'll be friends for life, but we might not see each other for 5 years, 10 years,
But you know what's awesome about that is like when you do finally see them, they ain't a damn thing changed.
Nope.
Like your boys are right back, right where you left off.
That's
Like,
what I was gonna say. Me and Teddy were roommates and got really close. And like Dan, I lived with Dan 3 out of 4 years. Me and him will go 6 months without shooting a single text to each other. We Snapchat each other every day just for a streak because we have like a 2,000 day or like a really, I don't know what it is now, but it's like 3 years or something crazy.
that's cute.
And we just it started before college and we just kept it going. So we've had that, but like we will go 6 months without shooting a single text to each other, and then one of us will call somebody and it'll be like a one real quick question. An hour later, you're getting off the phone. We'll see each other, and like it's nothing changes. Like you're just. I feel like that's different with like high school people you run into. You, not always, but a lot of times you're like trying to make the conversation, like you're trying to force the conversation with most people. Some people that you were actually close with, you do have those same things. But like with those college buddies, man, you'll sit there and talk to them for hours.
I mean, think about the growth that you have from high school to college. Like Reno, think about what you were senior year of high school compared to what you were senior year of college. Completely different, right? You know what I mean? Like
physically and mentally.
Exactly. You grow so much in that time period, man, that it's just like, it's not that I don't love you, that like, hey, we played high school football together. It's not that I don't love you. It's just, dude, I'm a different person at this point, you know?
That's where, so I won't say any of the names, but you know that Snapchat group chat that's just started back up? Some of the things that were said in there, I'm just like, I'm not at the same page as some of these people. Like there's some of these people, they just want to go party. They just want to go do all this stuff, which we all go through.
As Dante's version.
Dante, how often do you go to the bar?
Well, I mean, not often anymore.
You wanted to say a lot.
But like, dude, I like every weekend I'm looking to do something. Like
I get that, but I'm saying like the people, like if you go to O'Malley's in Pataskala,
oh no,
you are gonna see the same people there every week.
Go to
That's
O'Malley's.
all they do, and do that. And I'm like, I don't mind going to O'Malley's. I like O'Malley's every so often.
You'll never catch me in O'Malley's.
The only time I went to O'Malley's was when Taylor was the bartender, and she doesn't work there anymore.
She was a good bartender. Yeah.
Exactly. She doesn't work there anymore, so I'm not going back to O'Malley's.
But I don't know, like you just go there, and like when I would go there, when I went through my spell of going to the bar way too often after college, I'd go there, and that's what kind of finally hit me. I'm like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Like, I'm surrounding myself with people that I'm like, I don't want to be like that are older than me, and I'm like, I don't want to be in that point. Like, I don't want to be a 30-year-old at the bar with some bunch of 18 to 25-year-olds.
Yeah, but then like you also got to look at it like, does that make them happy, dude? Like, I mean, if that's what they vibe with, you know, sometimes that's what they vibe with. Like, is that something I vibe with? No. Am I going to vibe with that person? No, I got different objectives.
Right.
Like,
and don't get me wrong,
like
I like going to the bar. I'm not going to say I never go to the bar. Like, I like going to the bar. I just finally was like,
it ain't.
I don't need to go.
I got to take
4 times
step.
a week.
Yeah, I got to take a different step. I want to like contribute my time to something else.
The bar scene, I feel like you get to a point where you're like, I don't need to go out. And the big thing with the bar scene, you realize how much money you spend.
Yeah.
Even when dude, all right, my bar scene now consists of Newark Station because I'm there twice to 3, maybe 4 times a week sometimes. Like, I spend some money at Newark Station just because I'm simply there playing volleyball. And you guys saw from the one tournament that you did there, it's real easy to be like, oh shit, I'm just gonna go up and get another beer.
But like you've worked for that, you enjoy that.
Yeah,
so like,
that's why I
so you
love
get
it.
to do that
Because
right.
I'm doing like it gives me that, like I get to like when I leave work on Wednesday and Thursday when I have like league play, I'm like, man, like I get to go. Like sometimes I'm dreading it because I'm like, I just worked a 12-hour day and I'm tired as shit. But I'm like, when I get there and I grab a beer and I sit down and relax and then I go play some volleyball, I'm like, by the end of the night, I'm like, I love it. Like,
Right.
It's a different type, which maybe that's what some people do at the bar. Maybe that's what their reward is for
It's their
working
skill
along.
or
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
There's like different priorities for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, as someone who had kids early, like, I can't be at the bar scene.
No.
You know, like
You have a life.
like this, even right here, just recording this podcast is like whoa.
Like, you got to get home here
I'm
soon.
taking no, not even that. Like I'm taking it like a step. Like this is big.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like I'll tell Brady, I'm like, oh, I got the podcast tonight. Like I gotta, it's a drinking episode. Like just heads up. She's like, okay, go ahead. Like do it, enjoy yourself, like type thing. It's like it's almost like a vacation, like straight up. Like
yeah, Sierra, I don't think
And
views it as a vacation
and-
anymore
and
because she's
once
like,
you're, like-
you have so many people over the house all the fucking time.
well, I mean, we're different. Like
in your aspect, like, you have a lot more responsibility than probably Cole and I have. You know,
Combined.
like,
And
yeah,
that-
like Cole
combined.
has pets. I have a dog, but like, dude, you have humans that you were like looking after. You know,
And that's what I'm saying. Like you guys saying like you going to the bars and stuff. I'm like, do that shit before like shit gets real.
right?
Because like once you start having kids, like everything you're doing, guess what? They're coming with you.
Right.
And like your kid can't be doing all that. What do you want them to
No,
be
yeah,
exposed
actually-
to?
What's up, everybody? I wanted to interrupt today's Hold My Beer episode to tell you guys about Desert Fox Golf. You guys know I love this company. I am most likely using one of their tumblers as we are recording this episode. I use them all the time. Like I've said before, I have not one, not two, not three, but four of these tumblers. I have the hunting tumbler, the swing aid, the Patriot Aid, and Sierra has the Nurse Aid. These tumblers are awesome. The screw-on lids with the easy slide top that allows you to just open and close your drink as you please. They are 17 ounces. They keep your drink cold or hot if that's what you want. But I love using these. I use these pretty much every drinking episode and for just everything else. For water, Gatorade, whatever I want to put in it, you can put in it. They are awesome on the golf course. They're awesome at home. Use them however you please. To go get yourself one of these tumblers, head over to desertfoxgolf.com. And when you check out, after you see these amazing tumblers, use the promo code Roughnecks for 10% off your order. But let's get back to drinking.
Recently at Apex, I work out in the mornings, like 6:30, 7 a.m. in the morning, and there's I don't know. I mean, I don't think we have to cut this out. I'm not saying names or anything. There's this woman who comes into Apex and she brings her baby with her and her and the baby's like carrier, and
Fucking respect.
like literally sits the baby right next to the bench and she's fucking lifting, bro.
That's
And the baby's sleeping the whole time. Like, I've looked at the baby's just slumped. But like, she's grinding and this baby's just slumped, bro.
Respect, dude.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I love that. That is fire.
Time management with kids is like a whole different thing. Because you think like, oh, I'm gonna do it at this time. Like your kids dictate your schedule.
Well, that's one of the things.
You got no say. You got to adapt to what fuck's happening.
Right.
Like, are you sleeping that night? I don't know. Is that gonna fuck up tomorrow morning? It
Maybe.
probably will.
But it's your kids.
But then it's like if I don't, grind through that, 2 hour, 3 hour night sleeps, then I'm impacting myself, and if I impact myself, I'm then in turn impacting them. I'm impacting this. So like I gotta get my ass up and do that kind of stuff. Like it's once you start involving kids, like that's what I'm saying. Like, and if you want to do some shit, like get it done, boy. Because once a kid comes into play, like, that drives me nuts when people start having kids and then they still like want to go out and do all this crazy stuff. I'm like, bro, you're just pawning your kid off to people. Like you can do that to a point, like for sure. Like we definitely
You
done
need
that
your
before.
nights out.
Yeah, you need your nights
You
out.
need your nights to be.
But like your
a
bar
couple.
nights ain't no more.
Yeah.
Like, or what I was saying, like my gaming nights, I haven't gamed in like 4 years, dude. Like
Your
that
bar
shit doesn't
night
happen
might consist of once every 6 months if you're lucky.
Yeah, and I'm taking my job way more serious now because I'm not just there to make money. Like I'm there to like I need to make sure the benefits are good. I need to make sure I'm putting shit in my 401k. I need to make sure like everything is stacked up because it ain't about me anymore.
Right. You got a family. You got people that depend on you to make sure everything's straight.
Right. So even if I'm pissed off at my work, I can't be too pissed off because I need this place.
Right.
And I tell you what, if I have to go to work because I have to support these people, God damn it, I'm gonna be the best fucking worker you ever seen.
Exactly.
Like, why wouldn't I be? Like, if I'm gonna have to go to work anyway, no matter what, whether I'm like hating the job or loving the job, I still gotta go there. I'm still gonna make the money. Why wouldn't I be the best at what I'm doing and possibly make more, possibly impact more, possibly have a bigger impact to the whatever company I'm working at and to my family? Why wouldn't I do that? Even if I hate that shit, even if my job drives me fucking insane, which on days it drives me insane. But I tell you what, like, let's go. Like how insane you want this to be?
See, man.
Like, fine.
Clip that. I'm clipping that.
This man, this is why, like, on our last podcast we recorded, Cole. I don't know if you listened to it, Reno, but like I was telling Cole that, like, I don't know if I've actually like sat down and talked to you since you. I don't know if you remember this. I mean, it was a long time ago. You came and talked to our high school football team way back in the day.
Was it a camp?
Yeah, it was a camp. You came and talked to.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like when you were in high school and stuff, we were still super young. Like, we never really like connected like that. But like, I've always looked up to you. I don't know. Like, obviously you might not know that, but like, ever since you gave that speech at the football camp, always looked up to you. Like, I was like, damn, like Reno is the man. And like, just everything you said there, bro, it's like, that's some man shit. That's like something that someone can look up to the point where, like, hey, I have to provide for my family. I'm going to do this by any means necessary. I don't care if it sucks. I don't care if I don't get any sleep. I am going to do this for my family, dude. And I love that. I love that you said that, dude.
And the fact, like literally nothing gets accomplished if, like, let's say you hate your job, and you go in every day and you just hate it and you just dread it and you just sit there and just pout every fucking day. Nothing gets accomplished.
Nothing.
Okay, if you hate your job, what do you hate about it? Okay, how about taking some steps to fix that shit? How about you take some steps to enjoy your job? What's gonna make your job better? What's gonna make your life better? Because, like, by going with that approach, it makes you want to go into work now. It makes you feel like you're having an impact. It makes you feel like you're having a say again. You know what I mean? Because I think that's the probably the biggest thing that happens with people, especially like college athletes, dude. After you're done with college, it's like my impact. Like, you know, I was always kind of like, or like, not just like me, but like, I was always good at what I did, and now it's over. Like, I got to find something else that I'm good at. And that's where, like, you see just big downfalls from people and big, just like spirals down and like depression. And like, you have no idea what to do now because you've always had this heightened sense of like, everybody's looking at me because I'm doing such great things. Now those great things have come to an end. I can't show that I'm doing great things anymore. Like, now what do I do?
The big thing, I feel like, kind of going off what you said, college athletes, you see it all the time, no matter what level. Everybody that goes to play a college sport, you more than likely were the top dog at your school, one of the top players at your school. You may have not been the top player in the country, but you were one of the best players at your school. You go to college, most times you're not the top dog anymore.
Yeah.
You're not the best player there. That's where, I mean, how many people, we all saw it. We all played college football. How many people quit within that first week? That had so much talent too. You could see they had talent. They were good, but because they let their ego get in the way a little bit and were like, oh man, the coaches don't like me. I'm fourth string. This is bullshit. I should be the first string. That right there is a pivotal moment in your life of whether you can be like, hey, I'm not the top dog anymore. You have two options. You can quit, give up, coast on, okay, three options. Quit, give up, coast on mediocrity, or you can get better to try and be the top dog.
You gotta start over.
Yeah.
You literally start over.
You weren't the top dog when you started in high school either. Guarantee it.
Yeah. and like even leaving high school, you were like, all state or whatever. It's like, then you go to college and guess what? You're surrounded by other all state people.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's like everybody else was all state too.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now.
Hey, this player was also ranked in the nation.
Yeah.
Like
now you just got like your like you were exceeding expectations in high school. Then you get to college, and guess what? Everybody was exceeding expectations. Now, because everybody was exceeding expectations in high school, in college, that's baseline now. So now what are you going to do to exceed expectations at a higher level? So whatever you were doing before, you now have to take it another step further to continue to exceed, or else you're just going to be baseline at that level.
I mean, even it's like, and like it's completely different. Like D1 to D3 too. Like D1, I guarantee, like, dude, every person that plays D1 or gets the opportunity to play D1, they're definitely all state or they're like the best of their class type deal. How you were, the absolute. You could do anything. You could have played receiver your senior year probably, and you would have been fine.
he was a tight end.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, dude, you could have, like, they could have split you out wide.
You also got to remember, Reno didn't want to play O-line.
No, I know.
I did not want to play. But, well, you don't know why I went to Kent? Because they were the only school that offered me as like an athlete. So because they didn't know what they wanted me to play. Every other MAC school offered me to be offensive line. I'm like, I was a freaking tight end at the end, dude. I want to be a defensive end. Is what I wanted to be. And Kent says, so like, we're not sure what we want you to play. Because I was floating around like 230-ish. And like the D-line coach was like, we want you to stay the same weight, work on pass rush drills, whatever. Tight end coach was like, stay the same weight, work on pass rush drills, or work on routes and blocking and stuff. Then the O-line coach was like, we want you to gain 60 pounds and, learn to pass set. I'm like, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
So all summer, I'm just like training I'm doing all routes and rushes and all kinds of stuff. As soon as I commit and sign those papers, they're like, offensive line. Like, son of a bitch. Yeah. So I literally just tried to gain as much weight as I could going in there, and I got throttled. When I say I got throttled, my true freshman year, like, it was not fun. Because I'm going up against 330-pound NFL linemen, and I'm floating in at 240. I weighed my first day at camp I weighed 244. Going up against 320-pound monsters, getting crushed. I'm like, this is not what I signed up for, bro. And then I just sort of had that realization. It's like, you know what? This is what it is. Like, what am I gonna do with this? I'm like, I gotta gain some freaking weight.
Right.
Like, I got to be, if I'm not going to be the strongest guy or the biggest guy, I got to be the fastest guy. I got to have the best footwork. I got to know the plays the best. Like, what's going to be my advantage to get in there? And eventually, like, it worked out. Like, the weight's going to come on. But if I got the smarts to it, if I got the feet for it, I always tell, like, especially a lot of guys I train, like the college athletes guys, I'm like, dude, forget about everything from the neck down to your ankles. Forget about that stuff. If you got the football smarts and you got the footwork, you'll be okay.
Right.
We can get strength on, we can get size on, we can get whatever on. But like, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and if your feet are bullshit, you're not going to succeed at all.
Literally.
At all. At any position. At any position. Any position. Like, the rest will come. But you know the playbook, and that's what got me the starting job my redshirt freshman year. Was I knew what the playbook was because I was practicing out at tackle. Then our left guard got hurt during spring ball. He blew out his knee, so he's out for the season. They're like, Reno, jump in a guard. I'm like, fuck. Like, I've been practicing at tackle the whole time, but in the back of my mind, it's like, I've been watching what guard's been doing. So like, I know what I'm doing. At least if I know the plays, the rest will come.
Exactly.
And that's what ended up happening. Now I got in a fight during practice, and that kind of sparked my offensive line coach. Was like, "Oh, he's got a little bit of hanger underneath him. I kind of like that too."
But that's where, like, it is always funny too. Like, I'm not gonna call out any college, but I feel like it's pretty common. Like, at first, they kind of let the fights go. The coaches, they're like, "Oh, we want to see what happens here." We really, because they're not only watching the people fighting, but they're watching the other players' reaction.
Oh yeah.
What are you guys gonna do about it? Like, if it turns into a big brawl, like, all right, we might have a little bit of an issue here. But if it's like everybody separates it and then they're cool at the end, Like they like the fire, but if you have fire in practice and you have these little fights, that means somebody's pissed that they just got their ass kicked, probably.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
Dude,
It sparks fire in people of like, and a lot of times that makes people like, I got to be better. And then like, what happens the next play? That player that just got his ass kicked fires off the fucking line like a motherfucker. Like he is firing. Like, and it all that does is make everybody better.
Oh yeah, it would drive me like the amount of fights that would happen at practice. I wouldn't say we fought every single day, but if like energy was low, one of those days we're just dogging it. Our kind of coach would kind of look at us and be like, "Hey, we need the energy up," and that sort of means like not necessarily be dirty, but go out and start some shit. You know what I mean?
Because then it just creates more.
Get them fired up, and like you see a little pushing and shoving after the play, like everybody's starting to get fired up. Now the energy starts coming up a little bit again. It's just and it's like it's man on man.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, we had
you
that,
don't want to get embarrassed.
and like I hated. We had one-on-ones on practice DBs versus wide receivers. I hated them. I freaking hated them because it is a offensive drill. You have one DB trying to like you were running a route. You'll run it to where. Like you'll run a route and you're like, well, there's a linebacker there. You'll run a route, that's into the corner, that's into the safe. Like you're running into other zones. Yeah. So like, good for you. But like they'd get pissed at us like when we'd shut them down and stuff, and they'd be like getting all like fired up. And like my DB coach, he'd always be like, I fucking love it. I love when they get pissed off. I love it because then like our coaches, like when they started getting really fired up, they'd be like, all right, next drill, like which was team. So like it was offense versus defense, and they're like, "I want to see it. I need it. I like there because
do that again.
Everybody's already fired up. That's where you're gonna get your best results right there." And that, I always love too, like when people, I get on like walkthrough days, but like I made my name for myself on scout team.
Oh yeah,
our quarterback the 1 year, I was picking him off one day left and right on scout team. Like he was having a bad day, and I was just able to like read him like a freaking book. Like I was just like, all right, cool, I know where he's going. I didn't even know the plays. I still, to this day, like people are like, do you know the offensive plays? I'm like, no, I never knew their plays. Like I tried to never listen to your guys' calls because I didn't want to be the person that predicted what you guys were going to do. I wanted to actually try and get better in practice and try and read and react. That's what I tried to go off of. Which don't get me wrong, there's some plays that like they call out, and I'd be like, all right, I do know this one.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you do pick, you hear it, you know it, like you see the signals.
Run it again.
It's like, yeah. I'll play behind on this one just because I don't want to be that guy. But you do have those times where like, but they would get pissed when I'd pick them off, and I'm like, why are you getting mad right now? I remember calling out our starting quarterback. I'm a sophomore, not starting at this point. And I'm like, why are you getting pissed right now? He's like, you're fucking going too hard. And I'm like, what? Don't you want your scout team actually trying?
Yeah,
like
this
is a Tuesday, bud. Like this isn't like a Friday walkthrough. This is a Tuesday. Like we are in the guts of practice right now. Like this isn't just a little half-assed practice.
Like we're full pads, buddy.
Yeah, like I'm not tackling you, but I'm gonna like
give you a pop.
Yeah, like I'm gonna hit you, and like I remember calling out the quarterback one time. I'm like, well, maybe if you didn't fucking put your eyes right where you're gonna fucking throw every time, you would. And but it sparked up something in practice. The rest of the practice was good, and like it happened with other players all the time. When you have those little flare ups in practice, coaches love to see it because all it does is just fires everybody up.
I couldn't stand like the sometimes guys, like the guys on scout team who would go up against me. Like some plays they just like kind of bullshit their way through the play, and then the next play they'd go full speed and like catch me off guard, make me look bad. I'm like, you ain't about to make me look bad. Like either you go full speed every fucking play, or you get somebody else in here. Like this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like you're making me worse. Number one. 2, you're making me look bad. Don't you dare make me look bad.
Yeah.
Like kind of like, especially my senior year where I was kind of like franchise tag. Like, I mean, I like legit. We got a new offensive line coach, and I pretty much told him like, dude, like I'm so beat up. Like my body was so beat up at that point. I was like, I'm not holding pads, and dude, like I'm done with that. Like you count me in for team, you count me in for this. Like some of these you take me off a field goal, number one. Like, and I was like, I will not play field goal. I will not be on field goal. And he was just kind of like we had that understanding.
Right.
And
were you a fifth year at that point too?
Yeah, I was fifth year at that point.
Yeah.
And I was getting scouted like big time at that point too. And I'm like, okay, I definitely don't want to get hurt either.
Especially in practice on a field goal or something.
And off of some bullshit guy who's going to do some stupid shit.
Right.
Or like during walkthrough and they go to like, walkthrough, dude, if we're just going up and we're touching you. Like, we're just saying like, hey, I block you on this play.
Yes.
Don't you dare come off the ball too hard. Like, dude, we're just in helmets. Like, I will fuck you up. Like, do not do that. But like the sometimes guys drove me insane. It's like either go hard or just like get out.
Right.
Like I need you to make me I need you to make me better. I need you to get better. Like for real. Like as a scout team guy, I'm looking at him like I need you to get better for like the future years here. Because or else like just leave, dude. Like I don't care if you're a walk on, I don't care if you're like whatever, just like if you're like I was saying earlier with the jobs, like if you're gonna be here, make something of it. You know what I'm saying? You're wasting so much time.
Yeah, why just sit here and be mediocre, you know? Like, what's the point of that?
What are you doing? You're playing big time now. This big boy ball.
Exactly.
Like, what did you think this was?
My favorite, one of my memories, I remember watching a lineman block a D lineman like 20 yards down the field. It was a run play. It was like the Michael Orr pushing him down the field, and he just pushed him and pancaked him. And some of the people were like, what the fuck? And the offensive line coach was like, yes, that is exactly what I want to see. Yes. And it's like, you know what? If you're not going to go hard, I'm still going to go hard. So, like, if you want to, like, don't get me wrong. We all had those moments where we'd look at the guy and be like,
hey, dude,
hey,
chill out.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I'd have it in games as a DB. We would have receivers when I was playing corner, especially, and like we're in press man, and like I was scared shitless when I had to play corner the 1 year because I'm way too slow to play corner, and every time we had to play press man, I was so bad at man that like I would get so nervous. It's like I'd come off the line, but then that receiver, it was Dennison actually, a team that I hate, but he would tell me, we'd be lined up, and he goes, "Hey, it's a run play," and I'm like, "All right." He's like, and at one point he looked at me, and was like, let's make each other look good here. I'm gonna run you off. You stay right on my hip. And I was like, perfect. Like he's like, he knew it was the other way, so he's like, you're not gonna make the tackle anyway. But like the one time I remember, because like he'd run off, and then I'd like take off across my diagonal like I'm supposed to, my pursuit. But then like the one time he was like half-ass blocking me, and I was like kind of like locked up with him. And then it broke, and I was like, oh, shit. He was like, oh, shit. Because he was like, oh, shit, now we actually have to try. But, like, you have those, like, it's cool to have those moments. I understand those moments. But, like, if you're, like, especially in the guts of a run play, if you're not going to go hard, then don't be here. Like, just get out.
Yeah.
Like, did y'all have, like, inside fits drills? Like, not team periods, but, like, you'd have the whole.
Run. We call it inside
run.
run.
Yeah,
that's when a lot of fire, I feel like, started.
Dude, I think that is what earned my like starting position as a freshman at Worcester, bro. Is there was like we had the inside run period, right? And we had a package to where we had two strong safeties, and the dude who was starting over me at the time was the right strong safety. I was the left strong safety. The right strong safety was blitzing. Pulling guard, low key, like hit him pretty hard, so on and so forth. But then he wanted to like stand over him and start talking shit. Dude, I ran in there and fucking cleaned bro's clock. Absolute like blindside, like yes, it's not right. Absolutely blindsided, cleaned bro's clock, set him down, and then all the coaches were like, "That's what I like to see." Yeah, that's what I like to see. You don't let your teammate get stood over like that. I'm like, hey, shit, man. I thought I was in the wrong at first, but it was like
protect your own.
Exactly, bro. No, I was full head of steam, just blindsided this dude,
feels
bro.
so good.
And he was probably like 300. Like he was a big boy, bro. And just hit him with his shoulder real quick. Knocked him down.
This is such bullshit.
Yeah, it was, bro.
I mean, like. We line up, like, we wouldn't have tight ends or nothing.
Nothing.
It would just be like 8 in the box. I'm like, You know we're running the ball inside.
And they would try to run sweeps sometimes. It's like, dude, who's containing this? Are you serious?
Oh, they'd get so mad if our running backs would bounce it.
Literally.
Oh.
It's like, I mean, dude, don't do that. Just try to hit the hole, man. Fuck.
So I have something that I want to bring up on a podcast. It's a little bit different than what we've ever done. There's this song that has become very popular lately. He has become. I'm a country guy, Reno. I know you like country. Dante, you're.
Dude, I am fucking with country recently, buddy. I'll let you know. I'm fucking.
It's turning into a little bit more of a rock country.
I like country nowadays.
Like, specify who do you like?
Luke Bryan, Morgan Wallen, Bradley Zimmerman.
Bailey Zimmerman.
Or Bailey.
Yes,
sorry.
Bailey.
See, okay, everybody. Before you come,
You said recently.
it's good. Like I said, I made a playlist. It's titled "I Don't Like Country, but ... All right. So Bailey Zimmerman. Who else? Shit. I think those are the main ones right now. Oh, fucking Jason Aldean, of course. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Luke Combs.
Luke Combs. Yep. Oh, that's who I met first. I said Luke Bryan first?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I met Luke Combs.
Good.
I met Luke
I was gonna
Combs.
say
yeah.
Luke Bryan like kind of faded out.
Like, bro, one number away is I have that shit stuck in my head every day of this week. I've had that song stuck in my head.
You know what sucks
Oh my
is
God.
I am not a giant Luke Combs fan, but every one of his songs ends up stuck in my head. Bangers.
Dude,
He's so good.
he's so good.
He's so good at what he does.
Oh, I can't, dude. On the way home, I promise you, I'm listening to country. I promise you. As soon as I get in my car, I'm turning on One Number Away by Luke Combs, baby.
He keeps wanting to say Luke Bryan.
did.
Not even close to the same type of
Luke
artist.
Combs, I'm turning that song on and I'm fucking jamming, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know.
You got to think, country and rap and like R&B are the exact same fucking thing. Think about what each genre talks about, like lyrically wise.
Nah, they're not.
Cars. Listen, they talk about cars. They could talk about girls. They talk about breakups. They talk about getting drunk. They talk about literally the exact
They're
same
just
thing
in different
in
ways.
different
Okay,
contexts.
to combat that,
Okay, but
rap.
I love
Like
rap.
I
though.
love rap.
rap.
No, dude, I listen to rap 24/7. But why I've really been fucking with country recently, bro, because rap always talks about drugs, murder, and like negative shit. Country is more of a positive vibe. They're not talking about murder. They're not really talking about drugs. They're talking about getting legally drunk, maybe getting their heart broken, and good vibes to a point. Yes, most country songs are like kind of sad sometimes, but like rap is more like fist balled up. We're going to a fucking UFC fight. I'm ready to fucking kill you, buddy. And country's more like, hey, we're going to a shindig. We're gonna have a fire. We're gonna drink some beers. Let's get it. That's how I think of it, at least. And I'm like I said, I'm very new to country.
So like there's some rap artists out there that are just straight fire, dude. Like I could listen to J. Cole on repeat, on repeat nonstop. I don't really like Drake, honestly. Like I don't think Drake's that good. I think all of his shit sounds the same, but like his lyrics are fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely fire. I wish like he would change up.
Well, that's what.
Even if he has someone right.
Like who am I to
That's what
critique
made
Drake?
That's what made someone like Eminem. It's your lyrics. It's not your music per se. It's your lyrics and how you present
And
them.
just like a decent beat that'll just
Yes.
get like.
But
Just
that's
like,
the thing with music nowadays, bro. Yeet. Have y'all listened to Yeet at all?
No.
Okay, Yeet, lyrics, beat, and vibe of his music is double thumbs up, because it's like more of, he makes all of his ad libs. He's like screaming into the mic, a lot of lower frequency. He's doing all of that to where it's hype music, but his lyrics don't really mean anything. That's why I really do enjoy J. Cole. I like Gunna's new album for the gym. Gunna's new album is sick for the gym. But like, no, I just like rappers that actually speak something. That's my thing.
right.
I like music that tells the story. Like
Right.
you get something out of it. It's not just a bunch of random shit. It doesn't matter what type of genre it is. That's what Sierra I think goes nuts. But like I always show her videos and I'll be like, listen to this song. And she'll like listen to it. She's like, that's pretty good. I'm like, nope, you gotta watch it again. Listen to the lyrics. Like you actually have to listen to what he's saying and dissect this and set. Dissect. There we go. Dissect his lyrics and really think about what he's saying. And that's what I'm doing with this one. This song.
Oh yeah, but that country song.
That's what this song is. You have to really listen to the lyrics. It's not about.
We're listening to it on the pod.
Yes.
Like they're gonna hear it.
Yes.
Oh, say
Richmond.
No.
Is it the Richmond?
Yes,
Richmond?
it is.
Yeah.
I figured you'd already seen it. This dude became Dante. I'll tell you a little bit.
Have you heard about it
a
yet?
little bit.
Ooh,
This
so
guy
excited.
literally is probably the fastest guy that I've ever seen become popular
Balloon.
in like less than a week.
I'm gonna record you and your reaction.
265,000 subscribers. How many likes does this video have?
This isn't his profile.
1 million.
Oh, it's not his profile.
Holy shit!
It's a separate. Oh yeah, dude, it's going.
Dude,
bananas
TikTok,
right now.
Instagram, everything.
Let's go.
He
Dude, I
went
wanna
number
listen to this so
the
bad.
day his song got released on iTunes. He went number 1.
Holy shit, dude!
It is.
All right.
It's deep,
Let's go.
but it's like
I love that.
Damn,
Dude. I'm ready.
it's so soulful, bro.
Ready.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for.
Sorry, I had to pause it at that point because that is a docket, like the Epstein thing. I wish politicians would look out for minors, not just minors on an island somewhere. Now listen to the rest of it.
Listen to this.
Miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
That part right there is the best part of the song.
Holy shit!
Because of the fact that and you know what? He's not calling out Republicans, Democrats. He's saying politicians. That's it. And the thing is, what did he say? What I can't
Dude,
remember.
he said, so there's all these people who are starving out there, and yet there are all these people living on welfare.
Welfare.
The obese are living on welfare. It's like, well, if you're obese,
How do you not have anything to eat?
how do you not got nothing to eat, bro?
So, and that's what he said. Like,
And it's like,
if you're 5'3", 300 pounds,
Got
taxes
chills.
ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. And then I really like the part where he's like,
It's like if you're fat, I mean, straight up, like if you're fat, you got shit to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't be fat without eating.
And straight up,
Which,
like as a
here's my
as a
thing, though.
fitness guy, like buying bullshit food is way more expensive than buying actual whole food and lasting longer and keeping you full longer and doing all that shit. It's hard to be like, yo, he
This
ain't
guy's
wrong.
amazing, man.
Milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond.
That's deep.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
That song right there, though, like Joe Rogan posted about it. That dude
It just went
had
nuts.
never been heard of. Nobody knew about him. A week after, like not even a week after, it's only been a week since this song's been released. Joe Rogan posted about him like 4 days after this release. Like, if he's having that much of an impact, and that's the thing is like, it's not, he's not calling specific sides out or anything. Like, he's just sitting there saying, like, you know what, the problem is in this country are politicians. I feel like I think that's maybe somewhat of what he's saying. Like, it's not one side. You have politicians that are having all this money that are just being like, you know what, we run the world, we don't do it. Like, they do things. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't know. That song's just fucking.
There's just so many
Deep.
rabbit holes to everything that goes on,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like that. He's just calling out basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a small percentage of like what's truly going on. Like, do I truly want to know what's going on?
Probably not.
No, dude. Like, I don't want to know what's going on. Like, straight up, I know there's a bunch of bullshit going on, but you know, if I can remain happy and if I can remain, you know, stable and like whatever, cool. But it's just, man, once you get to that level and know that kind of information and know that kind of secrets and know that kind of stuff, how you can manipulate everything from the, and they take it so far that they're multiple steps ahead of what we can even comprehend.
Well,
By the time it reaches us, like
they make millions
it's already
off
been
the
discussed.
stocks.
Yeah.
How many politicians make millions off stocks?
Oh yeah, the corruption. I mean, but like even in politics and any corporate setting and any type of, like, you know, even small businesses, like there's always corruption,
Oh yeah.
which is like, I mean, I don't know how good or bad this sounds, but if you know the system, should you play the system? Should you not? Where does morals come into play? Where does, you know, doing what's best for you come into play? Where does selfishness, selflessness? It's a hard battle between like your inner self to really decide, like, I'm gonna do this for me, or I'm gonna do this not necessarily, like, this won't benefit me as much, but it's gonna benefit the people as much. It's hard not, like, and like I get that. It's hard not to be like, boy, I can make bank on this, or I can like make myself, I can, you know, put myself in a position to be even more powerful if I don't tell certain people, or if I just kind of, you know, slide it under the rug type thing. It's such a battle to have to go through. So like, I get corruption to a point, like looking at like devil's advocate, like I get it to a point, but then there's like, man, how many people you going to impact?
I think it's more like like the United States of America, the culture in the United States of America is super individualistic. Now, and that's not going for just yourself. It's more going for, like, even if you have a family, you're going to care about your family more than you do the next family. So if you can find a way to fucking wormhole something to a point where it sets your family up for the rest of your life and maybe their lives, most likely going to do it.
I agree.
But there's other cultures in the world where it's like, hey, if I can set my family up for the rest of their life and my life, or can I set my whole village up for the rest of the existence? They'll go with the village.
Yes.
And it's just America, bro. It's like we're all very individualistic, and it's not a bad thing. It's literally what's been instilled into us from, okay, America's the best country in the world. Okay, I mean, yes, we might be, but I can't believe that because I haven't been to the other fucking countries.
So I'm gonna interrupt you for a second because we did a case study in college, and it really opened my eyes to things because everybody says, "Oh, America's the best. America's the best." Yeah, like that's where we live. We get it. I get it. America's the best. Okay, but America is ranked at the bottom half of this ranking, like something education. America's ranked at the bottom half of this type of ranking, and it's like one of the most, like, some of the most important things. It was a TED talk that we had to watch and do a case, like a study on, and it was like what's like top some of the most important things. We were ranked at the bottom half.
Yeah,
and it's like I think I don't want to say government, but like our freedom is what makes us one of the best countries.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Freedom isn't free all the time, man.
One of the best things I ever learned in my entire life. Nothing is free. Freedom isn't free. How many people have died for our freedom? That's not free.
Exactly.
Like, and it's no different than like, oh, you like, oh, I'll be honest, I'll say it. All right. Hey, how many times did I say you get a free t-shirt when you play the Roughnecks volleyball tournament? Every single person paid for their t-shirt. It's included in your cost. That's how it works. Nothing's free. And it's no different than somebody being like, hey, man, I'll give you this for free. How many times have you got something from somebody for free or heard a story of like they got this something for free? And then like 2 months later, like, hey, man, can you help me out with this? And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm busy today. Man, remember when I gave you that thing the other, like 2 months ago? It's not free. Everybody expects something in return. We've done it to other people. We've been on the other side of it. Nothing's free.
But it's like, it's a matter of how much you want to gain from it too, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like the volleyball tournament, like, yeah, we took into consideration what the t-shirt cost would be for the, the entry fee, but like we could have gone a lot higher for the entry fee to make more
100%.
money selfishly. Like,
Exactly.
You know how many people had told me that it was too cheap? Jacob,
exactly.
who runs the tournament, he was like, "You're too cheap."
Like we weren't there to make money off of it. Like we could have been there to make money off of it.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? We could have pocketed a whole bunch, but like no, like that's why the cost was so cheap, because that's not what was the priority here. Like making money wasn't the priority.
It's
like
about
we're not here to
together.
scam people.
My whole goal of the
yeah,
day,
exactly. We're here to bring people.
I think our whole goal of the day was just to be like, hey, I want people to come out, have fun, and just enjoy the day. We were just gonna put on an event for you guys to bring people in and have fun. Like that's the goal. It's not, because
the other stuff happens. Like, if you make the environment, if you make things exciting, if you make people like enjoy what they're doing, the rest of it just happens on its own. You don't have to force it.
I still have yet to do the breakdown of like what money I made. I know I made money. I know for a fact that I made money.
Which you should have, dude. Like,
You put on the entire event
as a business. Like you should make money off of it.
I did at a very early stage. Respect. I did at a very early stage. Like, how many teams do I have to get to get
to break
even? Like, we all have, everybody. If you're running a business, no matter what type of business it is, it's like, what do I have to get to break even? Like,
exactly.
If you're not doing that, more than likely you're going to end up going under.
Yeah,
like,
it's bankrupt, buddy.
And then like the opposite of that, if you like, even if you don't break even, it's like, wow, man, like how much exposure did I just get?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
And like what I was saying earlier, that's like what I wanted to touch on. Like one of the things I wrote down for this episode was like the viewership. I know you guys were talking about like the viewerships in the Q&A. It's like, I get this a lot, like with my business is, I'll post something and I'll get like 20 likes. But I hear people saying, hey, I saw your post. Hey, I saw your post. Hey, I saw your post. Hey, I did this. They're not necessarily liking it or sharing it. Or
I'm
whatever.
one of those people.
Yeah. They're not necessarily.
I didn't like every single one of your rants. I guarantee it.
Right.
I know I probably did. But guess what I asked you to come do on the podcast? Your rants.
But guess what? People are looking at it. People see it. People see that. And then when they see it, guess what? They're going to go tell their friends. Or like I'll post a transformation to one of my clients. And then I get hit up by a couple people. I'm like, yo, where you been? You haven't liked any of my stuff. But they came in because they see it. They're not necessarily liking it. So the engagement per se, the numbers per se aren't there. But the true viewership and the true feeling behind it and the momentum behind it, it's there. Like, so you can't get caught up necessarily in the numbers. And then if you go and help one person, guess what? Like because I know what you said on the last one was like, we can have, all these views. And if I help one person, it's a success. And if one person takes the success, they go tell another friend, hey, I did this because of this person. Then their friend now says, hey, this person did this because of this person. And the spider web just starts. And it becomes, and that's how things grow. So
Exactly.
everyone gets so caught up, especially like startups and things, and they get so discouraged because they're not getting the viewership. They're not getting necessarily like the payouts or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, dude, the momentum is building in the background you may not even know about. And then it's just going to start slowly coming in. And like our old business name was Resurgence Barbell is what we had. And every single client I had, I give them free t-shirts. Like, dude, just wear it is all I want you to do.
Exactly.
And then I hear people say like, hey, I saw someone wearing a t-shirt at like Kroger the other day. I'm like, boom, there's one. How many other people saw that? So now when I post something, they see Resurgence Barbell, like, oh, I remember seeing that shirt in there. Oh, they must be doing this.
Well,
and
here's the thing, too, with that.
Like, it's just a
With
spiral
that,
thing, bro.
it could be like, hey, I saw somebody wearing your shirt. They may not be a client, but they may be talking to someone at a get-together or a family outing, whatever. You may be talking to somebody, and they're like, yeah, I'm looking for a trainer. Like, oh, hey. They saw that shirt. It made that click in their mind. They recommend you. So Low Gap, the band, when they were on, they described it like their music and stuff. They were talking about kind of like you said, spider webs. They described it as a family tree.
Yeah.
With how the family tree just keeps going. Because you have that one person that might tell that person, that might tell that person. And I was like, holy crap. Like, when you really think about it, is the word of mouth is a family tree. Like, a word of mouth is, in our business, like what I do with work, we don't market. 90% of our jobs are based on word of mouth.
The best type of marketing is word of mouth.
One, for a company especially, but one, you get firsthand experience. Like, you have somebody that probably had it, or even if they told another person that told another person, they heard firsthand like what it was like. See, word of mouth is the best marketing that there is, and it's free. You don't have to do anything for it.
Like, I've been searching for a podcast that just talks about like advertising, initial startup business, like startups, anything startups, because I think that's where
You need to listen to Real AF.
Oh yeah,
Have you not?
what's it called?
I think I got one for you too.
Real AF. It's Andy Frisella, the guy that started First Form. He does the 75 hard.
Yeah.
Listen to. You might not. Well, actually, his Cruise the Internet ones. He calls them CTI. He does a lot of those lately, but the one like he talks about a lot of business, and especially for you being a fitness type, like trying to start that side of business, you relate to a lot of it. And he talks about, like, he goes in depth sometimes a lot about the things that, like, he's like, dude, I remember, like, my sales being absolute shit and all this stuff, and going in about, like, things he used to do to make it better. But Real AF, it's one of the top podcasts in the podcasting.
But like, because I think that's where a lot of people get discouraged. Like, I want to start my own business. I want to do this. And then, the thing that everybody always has if they want to start their own business, they have the idea, they have the passion, they have like this is what I'm passionate about. I want to pursue this. And then it's like, okay, what are all the back end systems that I need to pursue this? And they're like, oh, I got to file for an LLC. I got to do the EIN. I got to, do monthly sales tax. I got to do all this. And that's where people are just like, fuck it. And it's like getting beyond that point. Once you get beyond the back end systems, because your idea is going to still stay there. You can't really expand much on your idea until you got shit organized on the back end. Like it's like, that's been the biggest challenge for us is understanding, especially Brittany being in a spot where she was able to leave her job and do our business full time.
Right.
It's like, all right, what does that look like? What kind of taxes do I got to file on that now?
Right.
Like, where does that money have to come to now? Does like every time someone pays her, does that got to go to the business? And then so now does the business have to pay her directly? And then since it's part of the business and she's like technically like a co-founder of it, well, how much can we write off to it? Like, man, there's so much to it that, and like all of that has nothing to do with what we're passionate about.
Right. That's just back end shit.
And you have to keep the passion in the background, knowing that, dude, you got to go through some of the finer details, and that's where having the connections is huge.
Oh yeah.
And that podcast that I just showed you, it's called How I Built This with Guy Raz. He pretty much interviews every person who has started their own business, and they start from the beginning of how they build it and how they got to the spot that they are today. So it might not be fitness related directly, but they literally talk from, hey, I started in my garage and now I'm a multi-billion-dollar company, and they tell you how they got there. So that's my manager at work actually suggested this to me, so because she knew I was starting like sweaty and all that shit, and I told her about the podcast with Roughnecks. I told her about Roughnecks, all that, and she listens to the Roughnecks podcast. She was like, "You should listen to this podcast. It'll make you think a lot about all the business aspects of anything you're trying to start, especially if it's just three guys. Cole starting it on his own, but if it's just three guys trying to build something to a point where Cole, you want to be known globally, right?
Yes, no, but yes." That's
exactly. Like,
of course.
I want to be able to go to Walmart, all right?
Exactly. But I'm just saying, like, to the point to build a business up to that point to being known globally, or just making actually money to the point where you can quit your job off of it, it has to be a business. There's no way you can just sit down with a bunch of friends every Saturday, every Friday, record some shit, and it's just like, we'll post it, but we're not doing anything on the back end to market it, to make sure that we have a LLC or something that will protect us for having this name, this logo, all of that. Dude, there's a lot that goes into having a business, or someone will just come in when you build an idea. They'll come in right from under you, like, oh, I have more money than you. I'll take this right from you. You didn't copyright it. It's mine now. Okay.
And that's where people give up, is that back end stuff.
Exactly.
Oh,
or they just get
we would have zero views if it wasn't for the back end stuff. Like,
exactly.
And if it wasn't for you reposting things, like it's similar. Like, it sucks. I hate doing the back end stuff. Like, everybody hates doing it. I hate going through making clips and making social media, but like I
love that shit, dude.
I love it, but when you do so many of them, after a while, you're like,
that's where your connections come into play.
Buddy, I'm telling you right now, I love clips, man.
The one thing that's tough is, like, especially since I've listened to so many episodes and I've had I don't rank them, but like I know a good episode from a bad episode.
It's 180. What 180? What?
This is 186.
186, bro. Yeah, that's.
Well, technically, this is 185. I'm recording 186 tomorrow. This is number 186.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, dude, 100 and just listen to this, Cole. 186 episodes that you've talked on this podcast.
Dude, do you understand how many times that I've wanted to quit this podcast?
Oh, I can't imagine, bro.
You know how many times also Sierra said that exact thing to me? Where I'm literally been sitting there and I'm like, I feel like I should just, like, because I get caught up in the views.
This is stupid, bro. Like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time doing this shit.
I do the same thing, dude. But
you get caught up in the views. You get caught up in it. No wonder so many businesses
Sierra, they stop right there.
Yes. And Sierra looks at me and goes, "Do you love recording?" And I'm like, "Oh, Yeah, every time I record.
Dude,
like,
this is a great.
I love it.
Love this shit.
and she's like, then why are you gonna quit? And I'm like, because like no one listens. And she's like, how many people listen? And I'll tell her, and she'd be like, that many people still listen every single time. And she's like, you've told me before. She's like, I know for a fact that you will upload an episode and within an hour. Yeah, it may not be the number you want, but you have X amount of views. You still have that many people that are listening to you, like looking forward to your episode coming out. And I'm like, I hate that you're right. Like, it's like, you know, you are right. Like, you look at that and it, like, that's what takes me back to, as long as I help one person, I don't care how many people like listen, as long as like there is people out there that are listening to this podcast that look forward to the episodes coming out. And why should I quit? I'm not doing, like, don't get me wrong, this podcast helps me. Like we talked about in Reno's Rants 13, the duo. This podcast, I was a very shy person. You knew me in high school. I wasn't the person that would just like talk to anybody.
I've talked about this multiple times on this podcast.
Yeah,
I
like,
would
I
have
didn't just
never
go-
expected it.
I never went and just talked to people. The connections that I've been able to build through this podcast and help other people build connections. There's been people that I've talked to that they'll talk about something and I'm like, hey, like, I might know somebody that can. I've hooked people up. And I'm not taking credit for it. It's just one of those things that you do feel good about yourself because you're like, I helped two other people.
Hell yeah.
It didn't help me at all.
Hell yeah. Oh, like,
It didn't help me at all.
It's okay to, and like, that's what, like, I think people almost feel they're too selfless. They're like, you know, no, I didn't do that. Like, that was on their own. I didn't help them. Like, bro, it's okay sometimes to give yourself a pat on the back.
Yeah.
It's okay to be like, damn,
I did
feel
that.
good.
I did that.
I did that.
How many times, like, with your client transformations, that wouldn't have been possible without their work.
Oh yeah.
But you essentially just pointed them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Not to downgrade anything you do, but like that's essential. You just tell them what to do and they do it, but it's not possible without them. So like you can kind of get in that same mindset of like, I didn't do anything. I just kind of told him some things and he just did it.
That's literally what I tell. And it's in like our welcome packet that we send people. Like, we are not here to do this for you. Like, we know what the map is. We know what the map is. If you follow this, you are going to see results, guaranteed. It is up to you to do it. And it's also up to you to, you know, build the direction on what you want to go. We have the map, but like build your own direction. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you want to take it and you think it's just this almighty magic thing that's going to just immediately transform you, that's not what we do. And quite honestly, you're not someone for me. Like, and I feel bad even taking your money. If you're gonna pay me to do this, I'm also like, you paying me is also me giving myself to you. Like you paying me is your commitment to me, and then your payment to me is also my commitment to you. And I guarantee my commitment to you is always going to be there. You need to commit to me now. You need to trust what I'm saying. You need to follow what I'm doing. If you're not following what I'm doing, I can't help you, dude.
And the thing about training, man, is like I mean Jake is pretty much my like personal trainer, my coach. And Jake has it, dude, I could show you guys a video from a year ago, August 15th. I took a Snapchat video of me. I said day 1 on it, dude, and I am super small, smaller than I've ever been in my entire life. And I looked at this video the other day and I'm just like, holy shit, dude. And I'm going to take a transformation video, tomorrow actually, in Apex, just of me, of what I look like now.
Damn,
yes,
you look good, bro.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate it. Straight up.
No, you still small.
It's not,
I'm just kidding.
it's not,
Woo,
you can't wake up every morning and like, hey, I'm going to skip the fucking gym. and then I'm going to naturally get bigger. No, you have to show up every single day. You have to put in that work. You have to suffer every single day. Yes, it fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Lifting is fun, but when you hit your PR, yes, it's fun, but it sucks mid squat. If you're down at the bottom and you're hitting your PR, standing up is not fun. And I'll tell you that right now. Nobody that squats heavy is going to tell you that it's fun to stand up on a max squat, but you have to do it to make that progress. And that's what I've learned, man. It's like waking up early as fuck and literally getting to it as hard as you possibly can. Literally make yourself almost cry, make yourself almost throw up. I throw up almost every single leg day. And that's just me. That is me. That is literally me. I throw up every leg day. I don't know why. Maybe it's because my legs are small and I just go extremely hard. Yes, I throw up every single leg day, but that is because I love this shit. And I'm trying to make myself a better person than I am now. And I'm trying to continue to build on what I built in high school, what I built in college with lifting. I am trying to continue to better myself to the point, and I know it's funny. Hey, fuck you. Dude. Yeah, no, like, so from high school, like, I lifted pretty hard. Cole was the reason that I lifted hard in high school. I wasn't really super dedicated. Cole made me dedicated. In college, I started to see results to the point where, like, my max bench, okay, this might not be, like, crazy to everybody else who's listening to this. But
to you, it is.
Yeah, to me, my max bench in college, 235. I got that shit for 2.
Boom.
And I was hyped, dude. I was fucking hyped. I was like, holy shit, dude. I'm fucking jocked. But then, I mean, nowadays, I can't, definitely right now, I could not do 235 for 2. Just letting y'all know. But I'm just saying, I fell off for a little bit.
That's your goal.
Yeah, exactly. To the point now, it's been about a year that I've been lifting consistently, and I feel fantastic. If you see the results, I'll post them on my Snapchat story for everyone listening. Like, I'm telling you right now, it's all it takes is showing up. If you get yourself to the gym, you're going to lift. It's literally that small fucking portion of your morning of actually getting yourself to the gym. If you can drive to the gym, and once you show up there, you're going to lift. That's all it is. You just have to get yourself to the gym. You're not going to get to the gym and then go home. What the fuck is the point of that? You have to get yourself there and do it. That's it. That is literally it.
The hardest part about everything is, one, getting to the gym.
Exactly.
And number 2 is everybody wants to take such a drastic change.
Yeah.
When they're like, I want to get in shape. It's like they want to jump to the craziest, put me on the craziest workout, put me on the craziest diets, like immediately, bro, you're going to get burned out. It ain't going to work. That's not sustainable. Let's start with baby steps. Let's do small adjustments first.
Exactly.
Okay. How about you take a couple, how about you take a multivitamin in the morning? How about you take, drink a gallon of water every day? How much sleep you get? It's like, let's start there first. Okay, the gym and that kind of stuff and your macros and the actual specific workouts, that comes with this. We're not going to do any of that shit until you figure out some sustainable, non-negotiable habits that you need to establish first. That's step 1, bro.
Dude,
like,
Hold on, time out. Everything you guys both just said. You said it all fitness. That's life. That's
That is
not
life.
just fitness.
oh yeah.
That's life. Number 1, it's your job. It's your family. Step 1 is just showing up.
right.
Like, that's all it is. You just got to start. You just got to get there.
And sometimes you gotta fake it, man. Sometimes you have to fake your enthusiasm.
There's a lot of
Your
people
enthusiasm
that
about
go back and forth
You
with
gotta fake
this.
that.
We always had a thing in college. Sometimes the afternoon practices after classes all day. No one wanted to be there. They're tired. They're really bored. They just want to go take a nap, play video games, whatever. I had a senior when I was a freshman. He always said, "Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it." Fake your energy, because like it's when you go into practice with the fake energy, you're like, oh man, I'm so excited to be here. All of a sudden, by the end of practice, you're like, man, I was excited to be here.
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't know it. You just have to fake it till you make it. You will make it. Just no one's excited that it became something that he was so excited to do.
He didn't even think about it anymore.
It became second nature.
Or cold plunges, dude. Ice baths.
You still look at them.
No, I know I suck at them. It's, dude, I'm telling you right now,
Hold on, I want Reno's opinion on ice baths. Do you do ice baths at all anymore?
Now I would love to.
No,
don't get me wrong.
Reno's going to be a guest on Sweaty.
I was going to say
He's
you
going
have to bring
after
Reno on
every
Sweaty.
after every single practice, like I would ice bath all the time.
I loved them.
I loved them. Like not necessarily like the initial get in, like
Yes.
awful,
That's
terrible. But like once I got out, I felt so much better, dude. Because I would just be getting beat down and beat down and beat down. My legs would just be hurting so bad. Like everything on me would just always hurt. And I'm like, that's just like like what's gonna make me feel better? I don't care what it is, I'm gonna do it. Like okay, you want me to get in this giant tub of ice? Deal. Like if that's what it takes to make me feel better, I'm gonna get in that fucking ice bath.
Dude, my first ice bath, freshman year of college, bro. Or no, it wasn't my first ice bath ever. I took ice baths in high school too, but I was still a pussy.
Sorry.
I literally, dude, I took my first ice bath in college. It was like the first day of camp. We just did our fucking conditioning test. We just did all of that shit. Like, I'm dead. I get in the ice bath. Fucking a minute 30 seconds, bro. I'm hyperventilating. I'm like, and I get out. It was like 2 minutes, and I never got in another ice bath. I never got.
Have you had one of these yet?
I've had them before. I haven't had one tonight.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I got my first ice bath in college. I got out super soon, but nowadays, I'm taking ice baths every weekend for no actual reason other than it sucks.
That feels so good, man.
They do feel good.
But like the thing that doesn't make sense to me, I haven't done I don't know the research and the seriousness behind all this stuff, is people are like, I get in for like 2 minutes. Like when I was in college, dude, I was ice bathing for like 12 minutes.
12? Oh, I only do 5 right now.
Our trainers
Like,
told
I'd
us
be
10
there.
minutes max.
Yeah.
We all
12 minutes max. Fuck, I gotta read.
we had the world tubs.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we had those too. But I would contrast. Like before practice, I would get in ice, hot, ice, hot, ice, hot. And then go out to practice. Then after practice, I'd just ice.
That's a D1 budget right there.
They were, oh my, wait a second.
I told you, I put 3 of them in the fridge tonight. So you still got cold. Where is this coming from? I put 3 in the fridge. Party cup.
But no, man, it's just, I don't know. It's like at the end of the day, it's just everything does suck. Like if you don't want to do it, it does suck, but you have to do it to. I feel like ice baths in general make you mentally stronger, and they're very beneficial for your health. And that's why, like Jake and I do them every single weekend. I wouldn't say every single weekend, but most weekends we do them, and we are gonna have Reno as a guest at some point. Because Cole, you were a guest.
I gotta see it.
Yeah,
You
no,
thought you guys thought I handled it too.
You'd be down for
Until you
that?
see
You'd
Reno.
be cool with that?
Duh. You were vice versa, bro. Like, come on down to the garage gym. Dude, my work schedule's everywhere right now.
Okay. I mean, honestly, like we could come to you, work out your home gym, and then we'll figure out the ice baths after the workout too.
Well, I saw somebody who bought like a trash can, and then they freezed a whole bunch of water bottles. And just threw that shit in there and just filled up.
That's
I'm like,
smart. That's
genius.
so smart. Damn, we spend like $50 on ice every weekend, bro.
Just freeze water bottles. Just throw that shit in there.
That's what.
Hey, Jake,
What
if
you
you're listening.
no, literally, what you should do potentially is maybe one of you guys get like a small deep freezer, ice trays, fill bags like Ziploc bags, and just keep throwing them in the
True.
deep freeze. Like you don't have to buy a big deep freezer. Just keep throwing, like literally use the price, and just keep throwing them in Ziploc bags, and then eventually you guys will like. It won't be able to keep up at the beginning, but like eventually you guys will have enough to
Oh,
just keep
that's
them.
smart. I mean, ice trays are probably pretty they're not that expensive, right?
Oh hell no, they're like what, $2 probably. You
Oh,
can probably go buy them a freaking Dollar Tree or Dollar General,
Dude,
the
yeah.
ice trays, and then you just got to go Ziploc bag.
Dude, I've never bought
Get the good,
I've
get the
never
good
bought
Ziploc bag. Like get Ziploc brand though, like with
Oh,
bags though.
We need Ziploc.
Yeah, like I feel like the other ones won't last in the freezer as well.
Okay. So Ziploc bags, Dollar General ice trays. We're
we're in the
doing
Midwest.
this. Doing this shit. We got 12 ice cubes per tray. We're gonna fucking do 57 ice trays, and we're gonna freeze them.
People are gonna come to your house or your apartment, open up the freezer, and be like, "Why do you have 27 ice trays?" Don't worry about it. All right.
Why do
Just
you
don't
have
worry
so
about
much ice? What are you doing? Good ass idea though. for
All
real.
right. All right. Last question of the night. And we're going to make it somewhat quick because we've been recording for a very long time. I love it, though. We're definitely going to have to do this one again.
We should make this.
We just
in
have
my
to-
beer.
We just, no, what the problem is Reno, Reno has, remember we talked about this,
Remember, this is
Reno has
vacation.
responsibilities. My last question of the night is if you could be anything, like not anything, but if you could be one or the other, which would it be? Superhero or super villain? Reno, you got to kick it off.
Whoa. Superhero or super villain? I mean, the villain definitely sounds more exciting.
I agree.
But
But if you look at, here's the only thing I'm going to say. If you look at superhero movies, like Marvel and all that stuff, the villain never wins.
Do you think?
But he never dies either.
Do you think
usually.
Hancock is a villain?
Sierra knows. I don't know.
I feel like Hancock might be a villain.
dude, superhero comes with so much responsibility. It's
It
like, you
does.
up for that?
I don't know.
If some shit goes down, it's like they're looking at you. You ready?
Like super villain.
But if you're a
just like-
villain, if the shit goes down, that's because of you.
Right. Like
You're
you,
the
like
man.
as the villain, you get to determine when shit goes down.
you literally get to determine your schedule. You're like, you know what? Today I'm going to fuck shit up.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, a super villain, man. I think super villain might be the move.
Dante,
Okay.
what are you going with?
But like, I don't want to kill people. You know.
You don't have to be.
Right,
You don't
right.
have to kill people to be a super
Okay.
villain.
I want to be like a horrible super
No.
villain. I just want to be one where like, God damn, this guy again.
yeah, like what's this guy doing? He's
Yeah.
fucking shit up. Why is
just-
it cloudy
Why,
today?
why did he close the roads today? God damn it!
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I would say if I had to be a superhero or super villain, I'd probably side with the superhero. I don't know. I think I enjoy people like even in like the current position of my job. I enjoy people kind of like looking up to me to an aspect of like, hey, he knows, or hey, that's the man. So I would
Hey,
say
you're the man, bro.
exactly like superhero. I think that is super fire. If I'm a superhero, I'm super fire, and my superpower would be super strength because I'm fucking jocked, buddy. What's up?
You say jock?
Jock.
Jocked.
Jacked?
Not Jack. Jocked. Jocked with an O.
What's the difference?
What is the difference?
I just watched the Pat McAfee show. They say jock instead of Jack, so I kind of stole it from them. They just say, "Hey, man is he's properly jocked, buddy."
Okay.
All right, we'll roll with it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you're jock.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, go against you, Dante. I'm gonna go with Reno's with the super villain because the things I said, like you do get to make your own schedule. You're like, nobody's looking up to me. I don't have to. I'm not the person that has to save the day. I'm the person that's just gonna be like, fuck you. Which,
But like, I always feel like someone's going to be watching me though.
yeah.
Always,
Well,
someone's
Dante's always
trying
watching us.
to watching. Someone's always going to try to be, or someone's always going to be like trying to get me.
Hey, y'all put the little Dante Fair logo in the sky. I'm fucking swooping in,
The Hold My Beer logo.
capturing both of y'all.
Oh,
Put the Roughnecks logo in the sky. I'm coming in. I'm landing.
Oh God, this
Slightly.
guy's jock. We're screwed, bro.
cut this one off. It's been a great time. I appreciate you guys. We do have promo codes for you guys now. So Dante has, I forget what your promo code is. I forget what I told you what it is. I don't remember if it's I think it's Dante.
You made me a promo code? When
Yeah,
did
you
tell
have a
me
promo
this?
code. I thought I texted it in the group.
Yeah, I got one for sure.
Or Reno's is what? Ranting?
Reno.
Reno. Yeah, so it's Reno and Dante.
It's got to be Dante.
Yeah, it's Dante. So Reno and Dante, we'll look it up after this episode. I can look it up.
Hey, cut that.
Yeah, cut that. I'll post the right thing. But we might have a little competition coming up. See who can get more.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, they got promo codes on the website. If you want their promo codes, just shoot them a message on Instagram, and you
Oh,
can get
shit.
the promo codes.
Yeah, you definitely did send that. August 4th. Holy shit.
What are they?
Holy fucking shit. It's Dante and Reno. Like
Okay.
Dante, Reno.
Restart.
Holy shit.
Dante and Reno both have promo codes. It is Dante for Dante, obviously, and
So-
Reno and for Reno. So we might have a competition coming up. So maybe save your purchase. We'll post a little competition between the two and see who gets more, and maybe we'll have a prize for the winner. But
Oh my.
be on the lookout too for this fantasy thing, because the consequence, I will be taking pictures of the loser driving around with the license plate banner saying I suck at fantasy, even if it's me. But Reno, thank you for coming on a Hold My Beer.
Of course.
Brittany, thank you
guys.
for letting Reno come on a Hold My Beer.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's been a great time. So until Monday, you guys know the deal. Life is hard. It's going to knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out. Thank you guys for tuning in to another drinking episode of the Roughnecks podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed Hold My Beer episode today. I wanted to tell you guys the best way to find the Roughnecks podcast. You can go over to Instagram at Roughnecks Podcast, TikTok at Roughnecks Podcast, and Facebook, where you can find the Roughnecks podcast there. That is where we post all of our social content. If you want to get in touch with us, just message us on social media or email us at info@roughneckspodcast.com. Be sure to get on the website, subscribe to the newsletter, and submit your questions for Q&A Fridays. But until next time, you guys know the deal. Life is hard and is going to knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab a bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out.